What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another show of the Black Sheep Perspective. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Before we get off and I introduce my guests, I just want to, everybody who's looking on YouTube or on any other channel that's showing the video format, if you're not looking and you're just listening to it, please go to YouTube and find this. I'm wearing this shirt that says FLACT, F-L-A-A-C-T, and that's for the Florida Alliance Against Child Trafficking. It's an organization that we just kind of grouped up with, kind of teamed up with, and basically it's exactly what you heard. There's a lot of crazy shit going on right now. I want to get this out the way because later on, from here on out, I know we're just going to have a fucking blast because of who I got with me today, but I want to get this part out the way because of basically just how important it is. You know, there's the child trafficking, the sex trafficking, it's really out of hand right now. The pedophilia is insanely out of hand right now. I can't believe some of the things that I'm hearing in regards to some of these states passing these new laws that are minimizing the charges against people doing pedophilia. I don't it all really sickens my stomach. So guys, please look up FLACT, F-L-A-A-C-T if you get a chance. If not them, another organization. But if we all unite as one and we all try just a little bit better, I think we can really put a big dent in this sickness that's going on. So shout out to FLACT and everybody else involved. And you guys can follow on the bottom of the podcast. You go into the description, you'll see the link to FLACT and everybody else. Now, coming to my guest right here, man, I am already I'm preparing for what's probably going to be a roller coaster of a night.
It probably will be.
Oh, I know for sure it's going to be because it's starting already with you, and then it's going to lead on to poker later on, and we'll get to that. But ladies and gentlemen, today I got one of Miami's finest, most funniest comedians. I don't know if he's originally from Miami. We're going to find this out together, but we got Cisco Duran.
Thank you for having me, brother. Appreciate you.
Really appreciate you
fun.
having me, man.
I'm excited. We're already drinking, too.
Yes, sir. So salute to that, man.
Salute.
Salute.
Oh, yeah.
There
Hold on.
we go. A little tap, tap.
There we go.
go.
Tap, tap. We're good. Yeah, no, I'm not originally from Miami. I was born in New York, but I was raised down here. So I only remember like 6 months, and like I was there for 6 months, and then my dad brought me down to Miami. So I would say raised, but not born.
Is that what happened with Khaled? Wasn't Khaled almost like something like that?
You know what, dude? It's so funny because like I really don't care about that dude. Like,
oh shit, really?
No, it's not that. It's like I appreciate his hustle. I love that Snapchat brought him back. You know what I'm saying? Because like you hear the story of how he was going broke, and like a lot of things weren't popping for him, and then him doing everything on Snapchat just blew him up and stuff like that. But like to me, his music's like, all right, that's cool.
Right.
It's not really that big of a deal.
I'm like that sometimes with Drake's music nowadays.
Yeah?
But I know nobody wants to hear that. Everybody
wants
thinks
to
I'm
hear
crazy
that,
for
but
that.
I'll tell you what, I kind of agree.
See, I mean, the guy's badass. He's awesome. He's done great. I just feel like nowadays everybody's just swinging on his dick, and whatever he makes, you just think it's great, but really it's not impressive.
That happens in every business, though. You know what I'm saying? Like even as comics, I've seen comics grind so hard, and not that they're not grinding any more or any less, but they just take the easy route with stand up, where it's just like everybody's on my dick, I'm gonna sell out shows anyways, let me just throw out these jokes and not really put a lot of thought to it. So
you brought up the comedy part. So the way I met you and the way that we got you here is through a mutual friend of ours at Caballo. Marcos, a great friend of ours, another amazing comedian from Miami, for those of you guys who are not local and are listening. So he put us together, and I saw you perform at his, I don't even know how to say it. I guess it's his show. Oh, he led the show. He was I don't know how you pronounce it.
What was this at?
At La Mesa.
La Mesa. So that was his show.
Okay, so whoever's the lead act, that's considered their show?
Well, whoever's the closer, really.
The closer, okay.
But it also
I
depends.
said lead act. You're right. I meant to say the closer.
Yeah, so the headliner is what we call it in the
there
business.
You go.
So you have the headliner, which is the main guy, or you could also have a co-headliner, which is two main guys, but they have to figure out who's going to go before who. So you have like me and Caballo's done co-headlining gigs where he goes first and then I go last, So, but it's our show,
right?
Per se,
right. Well, you guys all killed it, so that's how I definitely
was that the show where I made like girls twerk.
Oh man, I don't know, but you were attacking some girl. You grabbed some girl's phone. And that
he
took a
put
picture.
It on my balls.
Yeah, he took a picture of your balls because she left her fucking phone. It was hilarious. So you have this great style that I want you to describe to people, because the way I would describe it, I can't describe it in comedic form. I describe it in basically like the streets, how we cut at each other. We're quick at snapping. Yeah. So you have this style where you freestyle things. Tell us a little bit about that.
When I first started doing comedy, everybody was like, "You need material," and I was like, "I have more fun just doing crowd work, you know, and people don't know what crowd work is. It's just you're going off the top of your head. You don't know where it goes. You don't know what the response might be. You know what I'm saying? So it could go left. It could go perfect. You just don't know, you know, and I like that uncertainty, you know, where a lot of comics just have these jokes and it's just these jokes and they're not going to change these jokes and I'm not going to change these words. And like, it's great for a certain amount of time, but when people come see you again, it's going to be kind of played out.
Right.
You know, now that I'm like 12 years into the game, I understand the point of actually doing jokes, you know what I'm saying? And having solid jokes as your background. But I really do enjoy just being random, man. Like, it's just.
I think also, even if it wasn't on the stage as a comedian, I think we were talking about influencers and people that we were discussing and their followings. You know, we mentioned Angelina Castro, shout out to her. Yeah. Interaction.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
The more interactive you are with your fans, your viewers, whoever is here to see you, I think you're always going to get better results. And I think it makes a lot of sense that the comedians, and I'm not saying shit about comedians who only write their stuff, but if they don't work the crowd a little bit, I don't think they get the full extent. When you can do a little bit of both, I think that's awesome.
Dude, there's comedians, man, that don't know how to do it. Like I'm blessed enough to know how to weave my material into crowd work. You know what I'm saying? So like I know how to like ask a question, and if whatever the response is, I have a joke for it. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like, is that your man? No, I'm a lesbian. Well, I got a lesbian joke. Let me weave that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I might have questions that'll be random. You know, so it's just I always have a game plan. It's just a matter of where you're gonna take me on that ride. You get me? So like, you know, I could ask you a question like, hey, you know, do you jerk off? And you're just like, yeah, I jerk off. And be like, well, how many times? You know, and it's just, I have a plan on how to get to a funnier punchline. Got it. You know, so it's just, everybody has their style. You know, I have my style, and I feel like very few people could do what I do as far as my style.
I would definitely agree. I think, matter of fact, the only person that I know now, I mean, obviously he's on a bigger stage, but Andrew Schultz.
Oh, yeah, that's my boy.
He's amazing at crowd work. You know, he fucks you up. You better be ready if you go to Andrew Schultz's show. And I love that. I love when people know, you know, if they know what they're going to see, if they know who's this guy Cisco, get ready. Yeah. If you're too close, he's going to point one. If that light's on top of you, get ready. He's going to call you out, and that's fun. That puts people on edge.
My last show at the Improv in Miami, man, like the front row, like nobody was like in the front. Like everybody was like, I don't want to sit that close. And I'm just like, dude, just like sit close. Have some fun. You never, like, I won't fuck with you that bad unless you're very disrespectful, you know? And that's another thing, man. Like, if you're going to do crowd work, you have to know how to do it. Like, there's this fine line from being respectful and disrespectful. Mm-hmm. You know, like I heard a comic one time and just recently do a show, and he said some stuff to the audience and he got booed off stage. Wow. Yeah, like, you know, like, it's a fine line of this stuff, man. And you got to learn like, all right, I could do this, but I can't do that. You know, so everything is understanding your place and understanding the psychology of your audience, if that makes any sense.
100%, of course. I'm not going to say that your audience is your enemy, but one of the ways of looking at it or comparing is, you know, you want to know your enemy. I hate when fighters, speaking of, you know, using mixed martial arts as a reference. Yeah. I hate, especially on such a pro level, I hate when fighters say, I don't watch tape on my opponent.
You have to.
That makes no fucking sense. You don't want to win bad enough.
Dude, listen.
How could you not do that?
Before I book somebody, I got to see you. Before I book somebody to do my show, I need to see you. You know, like, and my biggest pet peeve is, if you have a video that sucks, like, don't send me that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see your best, what you think is your best. And if you think that's your best, then, dude, that's not going to work for me.
So when was it that you started getting into comedy? If you don't mind me asking, so how old are you right now?
I'm 34.
34, okay. So when did you start? Maybe it could have been the comedic side, that you were just a jokester, but you weren't thinking about doing comedy. But when did you realize, damn, I got a little funniness to me here. Maybe I should do something.
I got tricked into it, if you believe it or not.
Okay.
I kind of got tricked into it. It was one of those, I was with my ex. I watched a bunch of stand-up. I was watching, you know, Joe Coy, Martin Lawrence, Dave Chappelle. Like, I bought a bunch. Great. Yeah, I was just watching them. And I'm just like, dude, like, this would be amazing for me to try, you know? And I was always the jokester around friends and stuff like that. Like, I would always be that guy that was cracking jokes. So my ex was like, yo, like, you should try stand-up. But I'm like, I'm too lazy for this, right? Like, I'm too focused in my career. I was making good money where I was at. And she goes, no, try it. Like, just try it. And I was like, nah, I don't want to try it. So the next day, her knowing that I'm very stingy with money, right?
Okay.
She goes, I signed you up for stand-up class, for a stand-up show. And I go, I'm not gonna do it. And she goes, I paid $250. And I go, well, since you paid $250, I guess I gotta do it, right? It was all bullshit. She didn't pay no $250. All she had to do was bring 10 people and I performed 5 minutes. They didn't care what level of a comic I was or how long I've been doing stand-up, but she never told me that. So now I went and bought a microphone. I'm standing in front of a mirror. I'm looking at stand-up on the TV, and I'm in the mirror like, okay, you know, like, all right, he's doing it like that. And I'm emulating comics that I was like in love with, you know?
Right.
And I get on stage, and not get on stage. I go to the show, find out she didn't really pay. So now I'm like freaking, you know, scared at this point. I go to the Green Room Miami Improv. Did you go to the one in the Coconut Grove?
Oh, yeah, in the past.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
So if anybody's ever listened, like ever been there or hasn't been there, the Green Room is a small little room, right? And then you open the door and you're right on stage. I didn't know. I've never really, you know, like Green Room, like when you go to shows, you're like, where do they hang out? You know, like nobody really fucking knows.
Right.
Or most people don't even know what the fuck a Green Room is. So I go to the Green Room. And you know, the guy, Ramon Garcia, is the host, and he goes, all right, you're number 8. And I go, all right. He goes, what name are you going by? I go, Francisco, because that's like my government name. And then he goes, all right, and then he talks to number 7, and number 7, he goes by Francisco too, but he's a guy from India, right? But it doesn't occur to me Francisco are going back to back, right? So the Indian Francisco goes up, and his mic, he starts up here, right? And then, but he's holding on to it, and it just keeps going down and down. But the crowd was so amazing. Like, the mic ended on his dick, right? 2 minutes in, the crowd is like, yo, we can't hear you. Like, they weren't booing him.
Right.
They just couldn't really hear the man.
Right.
He ran off stage after 2 minutes. Ran off stage, and the MC comes up and he goes, all right, give it up for Francisco. You guys ready for the next comedian? Give it up for Francisco. So now the crowd is like, is this a fucking game? Like,
right. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, and then I went up and I did great, and it was fun. And then the very next show, I fucking ate a dick.
So that's obviously one of the biggest scares of any comedian is taking the shit on stage.
For sure, bro. And I've done it a lot. I got some horror stories for you, bro.
And like, is that because you were a little bit too focused on relying on the crowd work, and it just didn't bloom?
Well, when I first started, I wasn't like, the first 6 months I wasn't really doing crowd work. That I was just trying to do material, but it wasn't good material. You're never fucking good at first. Like, I hate when comics are like, I got an hour, and I'm like, how long you been doing it? 6 months. They're like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you don't know. Like, but don't get me wrong, I was that motherfucker too. Right. I was that dude where it was like, 6 months, I got an hour, I could fucking entertain a crowd for an hour, and it's bullshit. I can't entertain a crowd for an hour when I was 6 months into it.
Right.
Like, there's levels to this shit.
Of course.
You know, and but yeah, I mean, dude, and I'll tell a lot of people that want to, like, if people are listening that want to do comedy or inspired to do comedy one day, like, you have to be really dedicated to this shit, man. You know, like I'm sure it is.
It's a career. It's whatever you choose, any career you choose, you need to give it your best efforts.
People are like, how did you become so successful so fast? And I was like, you know, because they always say, like, it takes 7 years to find out who you are. It takes 10 years to make money, and it takes 15 years to be famous, right?
Is that the comedian thing?
That's like a comedian timeline.
Okay,
right?
I never heard it. Okay,
it's kind of like an unspoken, but you know, we talk about it amongst ourselves, but it's kind of like an unspoken rule. 7 years to find yourself and your voice, 10 years to really grasp it, 15 years to become somebody, you know, and not even like fucking, you know, like uber famous, but just like
pretty realistic.
Yeah, like it's a real shit because, and comedy is like doing fucking heroin, bro. It really, I like, and I'm not saying I do heroin or anything, but there's people that do heroin, and the first time that you do heroin, it's an amazing high, and then you're always chasing that high. That's what happened to me. I did comedy, and I fucking got off stage, and it was the happiest I've ever been in my life. And I just chased it for the rest. Like, I've been chasing that high. There's different levels to it, but I've been chasing that specific high.
How long did you balance out regular work with it?
I don't.
You didn't do it. No, not
like,
now, but
no, even then. Like, so this is what I would do. All my relationships suffered because of my stand-up. So. For sure, dude, it was horrible.
That gives you even more content for more stand-up.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much content that would give me, but
yeah,
it
exactly.
gave me a lot of content. So just to give you an example, I used to work at United Healthcare. I would work Monday through Saturday, you know. I'd work I'd wake up at 6 in the morning, go to work at 7, work from 7 to 7 because I was like either a manager or whatever it was, right? And then I'd go to sleep in my car for an hour, and I'd hit open mics from 8 to 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'd do it again. And that was Monday through that was literally every single day. Like, I try to get up on stage every single day, and if I didn't, I was watching shows every single day. So there wasn't like so I'd get to work tired as fuck, but I'd still do work. And then I'd go do comedy at night and try to get up on many stages that I could. And
so you seems like you really got obsessed with.
Oh yeah. Well, whenever, my dad always taught me, whenever you're gonna do something, be the best at it. So I wanted to be the best.
You know, I think people tend to abuse the word, obsession. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're obsessed with whatever it is you're doing. You're going too extreme. But when you really think about those who were considered the GOATs of all sports,
dude, they didn't.
They obsessed, if you want to call it that. They train day in and day out, minimum 5 times a day, 5 days a week, more than likely twice a day. You're talking about just on a whole nother level in order to become who they were. And if you really do want to become the best, one of the best, and just, kill it, then why wouldn't you, put all your best efforts into it all the time?
I spent so much money on gas, on hotels, and I'm making $0. Like, I remember one time I got out of work at 4, drove to Orlando to do a show, stayed in Orlando doing multiple shows, and I left at 1, I want to say like around 1 in the morning just to drive back and get back to work. Like, commitment. And I remember falling asleep on the side of the road because I was like, you know what, I could go to work in these clothes. And dude, I was just addicted to it, bro. I'm still addicted to it.
That's great.
Like, I'm literally gonna drive to Port Charlotte this weekend, come back on Thursday, go to work on Friday, and then drive back to Port Charlotte to do 2 more shows.
So let's fast forward real quick.
Yeah.
This COVID shit had to kick you in the fucking nuts.
I lost about 85% of my revenue.
And aside from that, which is the most obvious, downside to it all, it literally took your passion. It did not allow you to get your fix. Like, this is your fix. This is literally your fucking fix, and you are not allowed to do it and do it the way you were flourishing in. And on top of that, it's fucking killing your pocket.
I was depressed for the first month. Damn. So, just to give you an idea, my last show was at the Miami Improv March 15th. This is how much this COVID I remember the day, right? My last show was March 15th at Miami Improv, and they were like, oh, we're not going to shut down restaurants, whatever, blah, blah. But they shut down. The whole country shut down. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so,
yeah.
I remember doing the show, I usually get a great amount of people to show up to my show. I only had like 80 people show up to the show, which is like unheard of for me. Like, I usually do really good numbers, right? And I remember just looking at the check saying, I got to live off of what I have saved in this for the next, I don't know how fucking long this is going to take.
Right. No one had any idea at the time.
Because I'm booked 51 weeks a year. Like, I don't take weekends off. Like, if I'm going to go on vacation, Monday through Wednesdays when I don't have work. Like, that's the kind of lifestyle I was living for the last 7 years. So I lost about 85% of my revenue. I mean, I still had merch sales. I still had people buying my album. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's, I'm going from making fucking $5,000 to $6,000 a month to like maybe 1,000.
Yeah, man. Like, were you allowed to claim
so when
unemployment, or is that?
I could, but I didn't do taxes for 5 years because I was making.
It's just been like a sticky situation.
No, I mean, I ended up doing my taxes. Tax Pro fucking hooked me up and shit, and now I'm like all caught up and everything. But dude, I didn't. So I haven't gotten my stimulus. I still haven't got my stimulus.
Are you still fighting for it?
I mean, my tax people are doing it.
Okay.
So I'm not worried about it because I found out, like, I'm always trying to figure out a different way of making money. So I was like, all right, if I can't do stand-up, what else can I do? And then it was like Zoom shows. So now I'm getting $500 a Zoom show. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting like 1 or 2 Zoom shows a week. All right, cool. Now, I hated Zoom shows. So I was like, I can't keep doing this. What else can I do? All right, now patio shows. All right, cool. So I hit a link up with the Miami Improv, and the Miami Improv's like, all right, let's do a patio show outside the Miami Improv. And I was like, all right, cool. So started off with like 40 people, then it went up to 60, then went to 70. Now I'm selling out every Tuesday on the patio of the Miami Improv.
Yeah, I heard, man. That's awesome.
So like, yeah, it's these little wins,
right,
is what
part of it is also, it has nothing to do with you. Part of it is, the stupid ass shit that we're going through is I don't want to say phasing out. I don't know what the fuck to describe it, because the minute we say something, if we don't knock on this wood, we're just gonna bite us in the ass, because that's what 2020 has been doing to everybody.
Sure.
But it seems that we were, little by little trying to, get out of this bullshit that we, especially with our mayor Jimenez, you idiot, and what he's put our county through. Yeah. But it seems like people were starting to open up a little bit. They were realizing, okay, this shit got blown out of proportion. According to the rules, at least we can go to a patio and see a comedian, perform. And then, shit, you guys are killing it. You and Gene, and it's awesome.
It's been it's crazy, because if it wasn't for these little shows and stuff and the little dates that I have been doing on the road, like I went to San Antonio, and I went to Dallas, and I went to Connecticut, I went to Jersey, like these little shows that I've been doing, like just been like saving my mental, if it makes any sense, because
100% does,
like,
of course.
Like all I want to do is stand up.
Right.
And on top of that, like, it killed my money for, like, I had a commercial, you know what I'm saying? I was about to sign a deal for a fucking HBO show, where I was going to be on a TV show on Euphoria on HBO, whatever. And I they canceled it, so like right when we were at the point of like, all right, Cisco, sign the paperwork, we're going to have the dates. They were just like, nah, we can't do any of that. And it just, like, all of that killed me. Like, my income was just shot. And then it was like, all right, now where am I gonna live? Now I'm paying rent in LA, and I'm paying rent in Miami. I can't go back to LA because in Glendale, COVID numbers were extremely high.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, all right, like, I'm a big dude, I'm at risk. Like, I can't go. It's safer to be here in Miami.
Bro, Cali's fucked up right now.
Yeah, dude. And it's just
from the fires to their rules to the regulations.
Understand this though. There's always fires. I've been living there. I've been living there for 4 years. Like, there's always fires. It's just a matter of how bad it really is. Like, it's gonna happen every single summer. It's hot as shit over there, bro.
Yeah, I think what really was just not a windstorm, but there was like fire tornadoes that spread them more than usual.
Yeah. This year looked like it was a lot worse than last year, but last year was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like, my friends that lived in Woodland Hills, my Carlos Mencia lives in Encino. I lived in Glendale, so I wasn't too far from where the fuck it was happening. So like all of this shit was affecting, but it's, you just learn how to manage. Like I've been living there since I've been living there. Like, I just learned how to manage with the fires. I've learned how to manage everything else. So I just, like, to me, it's regular. Like what hurricanes is to South Florida,
right,
is what fires is to LA. Yeah, it sucks, but it's something that happens.
I think I speak for Miami when I say this. By all means, if you guys disagree, please, leave a comment, let me know. But I think ever since Hurricane Andrew, which was one of the biggest hurricanes that ever hit Miami, and it was August 24th, 1992, if I'm not mistaken, and that shit leveled us and hit us so hard. Yeah. And the whole reconstructive period and the bonding that people did, to get past it and everything that occurred, then we just started feeling like indestructible. And then we were just also feeling like, if it ain't a Category 5, we're not sweating it. Yeah. And or that was nothing, we're going to get a lot more coming. Bro, we really have not gotten hit
since
like we used to get hit.
I mean, we've had winds and we've had some
a few pass by, but it's like everything's missing us and hitting Texas and fucking
it's all that Santeria shit that they're doing.
I don't know. I really don't know, bro.
All that Santeria, they just fucking cut a chicken, fucking y'all just get away.
It's crazy. I know that earlier this season when hurricane season started, there was not a lot of people might know this, and I don't watch the news. I just happen to follow. I follow this nerd on fucking YouTube. I just call him a nerd, but he's like a wannabe meteorologist, but he's full blown into all that shit. Yeah. And he was giving a weather forecast because of his meteorology sites and everything he visits, and there was a huge dust storm. But I'm talking about ginormous. Like, it's hard to explain. Like it could cover almost all of Africa type shit. So it came from over there. And it came all the way across the ocean. And all you see is just murkiness as a cloud, even though it wasn't a cloud. And it's a dust storm. And what that did was it didn't allow the warm waters to stir up and to get hurricane, shit that we normally get. Yeah. So it kind of calmed it down for the majority of the season. Yeah. And now we're here and I see some certain shit's cranking up.
The Sahara thing or whatever they called it.
Is that what it is?
The dust storm that came from.
Yeah, that's what it was. Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Sahara some shit. I forgot what it is.
Yeah, that was crazy though. But
dude, this world's going to shit, bro.
Yeah, we're listen, man.
We're
definitely in a weird fucking spot, bro.
Believe it or not, bro. I've been through I've been through snowstorms. I've been through earthquakes. I've been through hurricanes. Obviously, I've been in an air. Like I remember landing in fucking Oklahoma, and we had to stay at the airport because there was a tornado. Like we landed, and all you heard was woo. Like they have those like Like have you seen the movie Tornado? Where
Are you crazy? That was one of my favorite movies back then.
That's the crazy. Like I landed and I heard it, and I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. And we couldn't go anywhere. Like we couldn't. Like and so I've been through a bunch of like when you travel, bro. Like you see shit. Yeah. And it's just like, God damn it, dude. Like you hear about these things, but you never really experience it.
Yeah,
you know?
until you really get any kind of glimpse of it.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh shit, this is what the movies is like.
When I was in LA, we had a tsunami warning, which never fucking happened. You know, because there was like an earthquake by Guam or whatever it was, and they were like, we're gonna get a tsunami and shit, and I was just like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. But like, it never fucking happened. Like you just, like you never know, bro. Like shit might get worse, shit might get better. We just don't know. That's the kind of fucking world we live in. Like, who knew we're going to get a fucking coronavirus or COVID virus? I don't like calling it the coronavirus, but we're going to get a COVID, Like
Donald Trump says it's the China virus.
But I don't disagree with him on that.
You mean the China virus? He'll look at fucking
and
reporters.
This is a joke. This is a joke that Carlos does that we wrote, right? Every disease that's been out, right? Like look at the Nile River, the Nile virus or whatever the fuck it was, or it's just all these like the Mexican fruit fly virus, and like all of these things have originated from countries, and we call it those countries, right? And now that we're calling it the Chinese virus or the Wuhan virus,
it's racist,
all these sensitive ass fucking people are like, "Oh, that's fucked up." Be like, "Nah, nigga, it came from Wuhan." The fuck you talking to me like you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna get sensitive now? Like come on, like all these diseases we've had, the Ebola came. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this shit. And now because it's Chinese, like we don't fuck you, bro. Like we're living in a soft ass country, like soft as fuck, bro. I can't stand it.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another episode of the Black Sheep Perspective. I just want to take a quick moment to thank you guys, man. You guys rock. You really do. We've made it this far. We're in season 2 right now. I got a great line of guests coming up. There's been a lot of modifications and moderations to what we've been doing and working on, and it's just getting better and better. And a lot of it's because of you guys and the feedback that I get, the emails, the messages, the comments. Thank you so much. Please keep them coming. Please spread the word, and we look forward to giving you many, many more podcasts. Big shout out to my close friend Gus from Arancibia Bonds. This brother right here has been helping people get out of bad situations quick, fast, and in a hurry. We've all experienced it, or at least know someone close who has had some kind of mishap occur to them that landed them in jail unexpectedly. And with the craziness going on in our world today, with the continuous changes of rules and regulations, why not have one of the most reliable bondsmen in the state of Florida on your side? Feel free to reach out to my brother Gus from Arancibia Bondsman. Now let's get back to the podcast. Yeah, man, like, I know we laugh at it. I know we crack jokes, and we should, because that's a form of remedy right there. That's a medicinal thing for us. But dead ass, holy shit, we are in a weird fucking place. And I know that there's a few people in this world, some older people who have had the ability to say that because they've gone through different phases of wars and things that we've gone through as a human race. But goddamn, if we're not at the bottom of the fucking barrel right now.
But you know what, dude? I'm kind of happy this happened.
You think it's exposing certain things?
Look, I'm not happy that we're in a place where people are dying and stuff like that. And so let me get that out of the way before people are just like, oh, he's an asshole. That's not what I mean.
Right.
Honestly, people die every fucking day, and it happens, and it sucks. And I wish it didn't fucking happen. I wish we could all live for however long we could fucking live. Sorry. But it made people become stronger. Like if you're not strong during this time, or if you haven't figured out a way to make money during this time, dude, what are you doing in life?
I was saying the same thing to, I don't know, I think it was like 3 guests ago. I forgot who the guest was, but I don't want to shame anybody, but at the same time, if a shoe fits, fuck it. What did you do throughout this whole time? I get it. If you went through bad times and you didn't have a job, I get it. Did you learn something new?
Yeah.
Did you educate yourself? Because the internet was free as fuck.
Yeah. Did you pick up a fucking pen and paper? Did you figure out how to fucking record videos or type or play a music instrument or sell something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's still opportunity.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it sucks that a lot of people lost their jobs. It sucks that a lot of people died, but like the world doesn't stop turning.
No.
You know, like I could have easily sat back and fucking just chilled this whole time. But no, like I fucking said, I put on my big boy pants on and I said, fuck it, I'm gonna take this world by the balls. And that's exactly what I did. I was the only comedian doing stand up during this whole fucking coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? Like I was the only comic. Like, yeah, comics were doing Zoom and shit. No, I was doing shows outside. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, you were also part of the very first show that we had, which was a drive-through show.
Yeah, that's another thing.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was that Lenny who was behind that?
It was Only in Dade.
Okay, I'm sorry, Only in Dade. So shout out to Only in Dade. You know, a big part of Miami that helps put things in the light. And
we got together and they were like, "Yo, I want to put on a comedy show," and I was like, "All right, this is what we need to do." And we did it, man. You know, we fucking did it.
You guys sold out the show.
Sold it out. It was,
I know it's difficult. Tell us about how weird that was to adjust to beats.
It was fun for me.
Yeah,
but
you work the crowd, so it's difficult. It's a little bit more difficult for you.
I also have jokes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, don't get me wrong. I was drunk as fuck. So like, so it wasn't like the best performance I've ever put on, but it was still fun. Like I got up there and one of my biggest thing was like just make. I told tell the audience, I told Laz and Gooch that was hosting.
That's right, I forgot Laz, DJ Laz.
Yeah. I go, if you go up there and tell them, like, if they're laughing, honk the horn, flash the lights, do whatever the fuck you want to do, because that makes me know that you're enjoying what I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like once they got that out there, dude, it was like a comedy club, man. You just fucking ride that wave of honks and horns and flashlights and stuff like that, you know? And
now you guys have been doing the improv on Tuesdays.
Uh-huh.
And now, but are they stopping Tuesdays now because we're opening up a little bit more?
So what happened was that they wanted me to do a weekend, right? So they wanted me to do a full weekend. I couldn't do a full weekend because I toured with Mencia.
So we talking about Carlos Mencia?
Yeah, I toured with Carlos Mencia. So
okay.
I'm his opening act. Like I'm the guy right before he goes up, right?
That's what's up. That's dope. Man.
Yeah. So that's one of my main sources of income.
He just started touring again?
No, we've been together for years now.
Okay.
He's never stopped. He just went through with Joe Rogan. And,
right, and it hurt, yeah.
And shit happens, you
yeah.
know?
Okay, good. That's well said.
Yeah. But they wanted me to do a weekend, and I was like, I could do one night. We'll do one night, 2 shows. You know, they cap it at 125. And I was like, all right, so we'll do one night, 2 shows. See what happens from there, you know? Give me a good offer. They gave me a good offer that I couldn't turn down, and I was like, I'm there. You know, we did 85 the first show, and we did 125 for the second show.
Nice,
which was good, and I made very good money. Went home and just fucking, you know, drove straight to Orlando because I had to go to Orlando right after that and do shows with him in Orlando. So, but we slowed it down. So what happened was I didn't do that Tuesday, only because they were figuring out how to open up the improv inside. And I didn't do this Tuesday because they were like, my show was just this Friday.
Okay, right.
So
right.
I don't want my fans to get tired of it.
Right.
But the upside to it is everybody keeps asking me when am I going to do my Tuesday show again. So I believe we make a decision soon. And depending on money and stuff like that, if it's worth it, we'll go do it again every Tuesday. But it's going to be inside. What I want to do is I want to keep it outside because it was just a vibe. Like it was so dope. And then once I can't do it outside anymore, then I'll bring it inside because, you know, capacity will be up and we can make more money and stuff like that.
When we were talking earlier, Cisco, we went outside real quick and you were smoking a cigarette and we were chilling and you know we haven't kicked it like that yet. You and I haven't. It's our first time. Sure. You know, so we were vibing, chopping it up, and you and I both admitted.
Yeah.
That during this whole quarantine shit, we fucking have been drinking too damn much.
Oh, for sure, dude. I think this is the most I've ever drank in my life.
Without a doubt. And the scary part is that I still, you know, and I told you I'm more of a wine drinker. I don't go hard on other stuff, but I get up next day like nothing.
Yeah.
Go about my business like nothing.
Can't do it.
And then come 7:30. Where's my wine? You know, and if I'm out with Caballo, fuck.
Oh no, you can't.
Let's get some
keep
beers.
Up with that asshole.
No, that guy's fucking nuts.
You can't keep up with that
fucking
asshole,
nuts,
dude.
bro. I keep telling him you're the worst best friend ever, dog.
Fucking my birthday show, we had cases of vodka not this year, the previous year, we were at some fucking restaurant south, and we sold it the fuck out, right? And it's my birthday show. It's July 3rd, and I got a birthday cake, and I got all this shit, and then I look in the corner, and it's just bottles on bottles, bro. And by the end of the night, they were all gone, and I'm talking about like big bottles of vodka and fucking big bottle of whiskey, and fucking we're all just fucking pouring up. It was one of the best shows me and him ever put together. But it was just.
I want to hear some of these crazy stories that you guys go through, because something that I was kind of leaning on when I was discussing that earlier was, even though we've been living this life, a little too badly influenced by our situation of COVID. Let's not use it as excuses, but whatever, it is what it is. Beforehand, I at some point I used to work in the club business for a minute. I was head of security and stuff like that. And anyhow, long story short, it's very detrimental to live the nightlife. And by that, I'm not talking about somebody who parties. I get it. When you work it, when you work the nightlife.
That's what I do.
Yeah, exactly. When comedians, bartenders, securities, performers, DJs, all of that. When you live the nightlife, it's not that you're trying to get, you're not a wild person, but when just to make it through the night, you've been offered fucking 57 drinks by everybody there, 38 shots. You're a little bit tired because you're trying to stay awake throughout fucking 1, 2, 3 in the morning, especially in Miami. We're a different nightlife than everybody else. Yeah. Everybody else is shutting down at 12, 1, 2.
Yeah, the latest I've ever seen was 3.
Before COVID, we're leaving the house at 12, 11:30.
People were getting ready at 12.
Yeah, it's insane, but whatever, it is what it is. So that nightlife really influences a very, very negative way of living. The alcohol is abundant and it's everywhere. Well, you now have to balance that and caught up in this COVID shit. That's tough, man.
Yeah, dude, I mean,
that's tough.
Dude, it's crazy because whenever I do my shows and people know that it's my show, I legit get like 5, 6 drinks while on stage, right? And I'm already drinking before because
when you perform, somebody brought you either shots or drinks. That's right. Yeah.
While I'm on stage, server comes up with a drink and they're like, "Here you go. That was bought by."
That happened when you perform. Yes,
that happens to me almost every fucking show, right? Whether it's a shot, whether it's a fucking, and people don't care what I drink. They just buy whatever the fuck they think I drink, Or they'll ask the server like, "What does he drink?" and be like, "Give him a shot." And it's just so I'm already in a good place before I get on stage. Then they take me to another fucking place because they know it's just gonna get crazy. Yeah. And then after the show, it's like I'm at the bar, like, "Let me buy you a drink. Let me buy you a drink. Let me buy you a drink." And then I go to the club, and then I'm pretty popular in Miami. I'm not like extremely popular, like Caballo and these people, but I'm people see me and they're like, "Oh, I've seen him
for sure. Yeah, without a doubt.
So I'll go to Live, and my boy has a bottle already waiting for me that I don't have to pay for. And then, I go to Racket and they got a bottle for me that I don't have to fucking pay for. And it's just, alcohol, even though it's fun, man, it takes a lot out of your life.
It's hard to say no, bro.
It is.
It's hard to say no when there's
especially
a group,
when it's your fans.
There's a group of 3 or 4 girls, and they want to come fucking sit on your lap and talk about how funny you are. There's 2 cool ass cats, who look like killers. Yeah. And they're like, "Yo, you funny as fuck, bro. Oh my God, you made my night." And you just can't say no to the shot. You can't say no to let's stay out a little bit later.
They're just gonna think that you're an asshole.
It's tough.
And this is the hardest thing, and I don't think people realize, man. This is the hardest thing about being a fucking being known. Even I don't want to say celebrity, but being known, dude.
Right.
Because the moment you turn down a drink, or the moment you say no, the moment
that guy thought he was,
dude. I had this one girl fucking talk to me, bro. This is the truest fucking, I just got told this a few days ago, right? I was at a show. This was Only in Dade show, maybe, I forgot how long ago it was. I want to say it was in July or some shit, right? Okay. So Only in Dade, and I do the show. I'm fucking wasted already, right? They bought me a big ass bottle. It was close to my birthday. They were like, "Yo, we're gonna fucking party it up, right?" And I was like, "Dope." And this girl comes up to me, and I've been doing this shit long enough to know, I don't fuck with girls after shows like that, because I just feel like they like me because it's a facade. I saw Cisco on stage, he must have money, or you know what I'm saying, or let me fuck the comedian, you know what I'm saying. So even if it's groupie-ish, you'll take advantage of it, I won't. I won't.
So the whole groupie thing is not one of your turn-ons.
I don't like it.
I dig that, dog. I respect that.
I won't.
I respect that.
Very
I like
few,
that.
I could tell you right now, there's very few women that can say I fuck Cisco after a show. You know, like I would have to know you for months or maybe even a month or whatever for me to try to fuck, right? So like this girl comes up to me after the show and was like trying to be cute. You know, she's a very pretty woman, right? And was like, yo, like I want to be a comedian. And I was like, yeah. You know, go hang out with my boys over there. They need company. And because I was by myself smoking, you know, and I was like, my boys are over there. Why don't you keep them company, you know? And like she gave me like that look, like, why the fuck would you talk to me like that? And I'm just like, you know, and in my brain, I'm like, I don't fuck with this. Like, I don't enjoy this.
But you're not about to waste your time and tell her that whole thing.
Yeah, because then you're an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'll be inside. Go hang out with my boys. Like, you know what I'm saying? She goes inside. And then me being drunk me that I am, you know, just to test people out, I go inside and I'm like, buy me a drink. And they didn't buy me a drink. I'm like, bye. You know, and they fucking left. And then come to find out, she's attracted to me. She wants, you know, like she fucking finds me attractive and she wanted to fuck with me. And I'm like, listen, like, that's just not the human that I am. I like the vibe. I like who you are as a person. And if I like who you are as a person, sex is going to be fucking dope.
All right, so let me interrupt you.
Yeah.
Sis. So let's say kind of the situation you just described, okay? Yeah. And homegirl's like, okay, I don't know how to authentically hit this. If you're gonna tell me, well, she can DM me on Instagram. Well, anybody can say that, and I think at that point you look like anybody else because you can get DM'd by anybody. Sure. You know, whether it's a dude trying to, yo, let's collaborate. Hey, DM me for this, or
happens a lot.
Or it's a bitch trying to throw the pussy at you, but never really, you know, commits to it. She's just trying to get attention, whatever it is. So homegirl might be thinking, man, I'm gonna go rush up on this dude right now while there's a break in the comedic stage or whatever, and I'm gonna go see what's up with him and here you fucking just mush down a genuine attempt right
Beautiful
there.
Woman. Beautiful woman.
So you don't think you should kind of fix that a little bit just so you can kind of, you know, see.
It's not me, bro. Like I can't. Like, you know how many girls I've dated that like.
So you feel like if she wants you bad enough, she's gonna do something else. She's gonna go the extra mile after the show.
She reached out to me afterwards. You know, like, and still granted, like, I'm just like, whatever, you know, like, that's not.
Oh, yeah.
No, because it's not that. Like, this is, you know, I'm just so focused in my career. Like, I need a
That's
woman,
different, though. I like that.
I need a woman that, like, understands where I'm at in my in life. And, like, listen, don't get me wrong.
Hold on. Are you trying to, in a real cool, smooth way, say, I can use a couple of lovers who can understand that I might do some shit if I want to because this is the life? Come on now, keep it 110%.
It's not even that. It's just, like, like, okay, so I grew up, and I told you this, right? I grew up Jehovah's Witness, right? My dream for
shocking.
Me, I know the shit.
When you told me that, I was like, "What?"
The shit that comes out of my mouth, you're just like, "This nigga was never Jehovah's Witness," right? But I grew up Jehovah's Witness, so like I grew up with my parents been together for 36 years, and through the best times and the worst times, and that's what I want, man. Like,
and by the way, your parents are from where?
Dominican Republic.
Both of them.
Yeah, they're both Dominican Republic. Okay. So, but I grew up watching them being in love for all these years, and I was just like, why can't I have that? I deserve that. Why can't I just, like, you know, like, and I was talking about this on another podcast, man. Like, being a comedian is depressing, man. You know,
it's tough to find something genuine, something real, something.
Dude, like, I thought I was dating a chick that I thought was genuine, and turns out she just wanted my money. And you know, I dated another chick that just loved to travel and wanted to be everywhere with me. You know, and then it just never, like, you know, it's hard to find like a real genuine woman. You know.
I 110% agree with that. Yeah. I mentioned, I make sly comments about, like, listen, man, somebody better lock me down now. Yeah. Now, the next, I don't know what, 6 months to whatever, because I know the moves that I'm making. I know the people I'm connected to, the great people like you and Caballo and Yuli and all these people, and we're all going somewhere. We strive for it. We practice it, like we said earlier. You become obsessed. You try your best, and so I know where I'm going. So it's like, you better get me now while I think you're genuine, because the minute this shit starts blowing up,
just get so much more fickle about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, nah, I don't know. Where were you when I was shooting in the gym?
Yeah.
Right? That's how Ross said it. Where were you when I was shooting basketball in the gym?
That's what I want, man. Because I know. Listen, and you'll be one of the first ones to hear about it. But like, I literally got offers already to, you know, do Sirius XM and do
exclusive.
Pretty much like do.
That's awesome, dog.
Do Sirius XM. They want me to record an album. They want me to do a 30-minute special on HBO. We're in talks about doing a Spanish and English comedy.
Yeah,
special.
man, I wanted to touch up on that. That's why I asked you or your parents,
So,
because I asked you earlier, hey, do you understand
I speak
Spanish?
very fluent Spanish.
I didn't know that. And
Yeah,
Dominicans
hablo español muy bien.
Dominicans support each other, boy. The way you guys talk so different.
Yeah. No, actually, believe it or not, I don't even have a Dominican accent.
No,
like people are like, "Are you Puerto Rican? Like, where the fuck are you?" And because I don't have like a specific accent, but
plus you've been in Miami so long, dog.
yeah.
Unless you're hanging around a bunch of Dominicans, you're gonna learn that mixed breed Cuban, Spanish, whatever the fuck that
not
we
only
got.
that, dude, I worked at call centers pretty much my whole young career. So like, you know, I would have to talk to like, you know, Mexicans in Arizona and California because of the Medicare, you know, like, so they would call in and be like, "Oye, me," like they would be slow and be like, "Mande," and you would have to learn, you would have to adjust.
And that becomes a
that.
mix in your vocabulary.
Yeah, so
then.
like I had to learn. A lot of people tell me this. They're like, "Oh, Cisco, you speak proper," and I speak proper when I want to speak proper, right? Like I'm very hood too. Like, you know, I'll be like, "Man, fuck that, fuck you." Like I'm very vulgar about shit, but I also understand when it's my place to speak the way I want to speak, right?
Cheers to that, brother.
So
Same here.
Yeah, so when I do radio, I'm like, all right, the correct Cisco has to come out here. I can't cuss. I can't be racist. I can't be, you know, racist in a funny way.
Right, of course, yeah.
And I can't be, you know, do all this stuff. When I'm on a call center, I know like, all right, Cisco, proper Cisco's got to come out. Thank you so much for calling United Healthcare. My name's Francisco. How may I help you? I'll be happy to help you out with that. No worries.
Damn, that's a panty dropper right there,
like,
dog.
That's just like I know which Cisco needs to come out.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing in Spanish, where I could just be like, "Oh, yeah, say que hola," like, you know, or be like, "Oye, tigre, que la," you know. But when it's proper Cisco, be like, "Gracias por llamar, cómo le puedo ayudar?"
Yeah, that's always gonna be the best option.
¿Cómo está el día de hoy?
Yeah.
You know, like shit like that. Like I know how to do what I need to do to get by in life, you know?
So once again, COVID threw a bunch of things off, but right now it seems like you still got all that in the making.
I mean, the good thing is people haven't forgot about me. And what I mean by people is like the industry, right? Because they have very, what do you call it? Short-term memory when it comes to...
Oh, yeah. You're only as good as your last fight is what we say.
So my manager called me 2 weeks ago before and they were like, they go, "Hey man, you know, I've been keeping up with everybody that was interested in you before COVID, and you know, one dude was like, I have dreams of doing special with Cisco and this and that, and you know, like that's just, you know, and they're just like, yo, like tell them to do this and put it together, and we're gonna make it happen, you know." So like, but my dream is when I do all of these things is to do it down here in Miami. Because my other issue is like, what comedian filmed a special here in Miami that's from Miami? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no one.
Like I want people to be like, yo, Cisco really did put his city on his back. You know what I'm saying? Like the day I die, no matter how big I make it or not make it, when I die, I did everything for my city. You know,
that's awesome. So you're very patriotic to Miami,
for sure, man.
You rep it. I love that shit.
I honestly, man, I've learned so much down here, you know, that I think I would have never learned anywhere else. And I've been to every state.
There's just something, and you know what? And that's awesome. At least you can say that because you are partially living or back and forth from LA, which is, I'm not going to say that's our competitors, but everybody compares Miami, New York, LA, Houston?
You got Texas, the whole state of Texas.
Yeah, the whole state.
You know, Chicago is another big hub.
Chicago, but even then, it starts changing. Even like Vegas, as big as it is, but Vegas is an all-party tourist city. You can't really compare that. Yeah,
Vegas is its own world, dog.
Yeah, so it's more like L.A., New York, Miami, and then the other ones start coming. But so you've been to all those and heavily, and then you realize, you know, what the potential is down here. But unfortunately, man, too many people. I don't know, man. Like people who live within our city hate on our city. It's fucking. It's like we got the worst fans. We got the worst Doll fans. Yeah. We got the worst fucking Heat fans. Everybody loves the Heat now. Yeah. By the way, we won big fucking game. Woo, big first game.
I was about to throw the phone to the TV.
Man, that shit was dope. If you guys are listening,
so mad in that first quarter.
Miami Heat just won yesterday on their first game of the conference finals. So I don't know what today's date is, but yeah, that's what just happened yesterday. So, but it's great to hear somebody like you who's so loyal to the city and represents it the way it does.
And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of fuck niggas here, man.
Oh, and a lot of fucking yes,
fuck niggas in the city.
Of course.
But I'm able to see past a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people. All right, I'm trying to say this the most politically correct way where people aren't fucking pissed at me, but Florida in general, man. Like people, it's selfish. People are fucking selfish, man. Because and I'll give you an example.
Yeah, elaborate a little bit.
I'll give you a little bit of an example, right? So in LA, when this whole Instagram thing started, when Vine started, you had this guy called King Batch, right? King Batch. He started here in Florida, started as a comedian. Wasn't the best comedian, but he was funny. Moved to LA, because he started gaining a little popularity on Vine, and then he started working with a group of people and made his group successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, he looked out for Daystorm, Anwar, like all these people he started collaborating with and making these videos with, and they all grew together. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people might not know this, but like I used to do that with Pepe Villete. You know what I'm saying? Like Mi Caballo and Pepe Villete were in his house religiously, and we were always creating content or talking about content or how we're going to film this, how we're going to film that. Oh, yo, this would be funny. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that.
So for anybody listening who doesn't know who Pepe Villete is, can you tell them who Pepe Villete is?
So Pepe Villete is a Cuban puppet, man, that like he used to make videos on YouTube and shit, and it was fucking funny. He had the Miami Heat rant.
Yeah. So he would rant on everybody. Yeah. He was featured in sports shows. He was featured for the Heat all the time. He was he'll pop up in the middle of Heat games as like an announcer or whatever, a talker. So he was really big for anybody listening. So when he mentions Pepe,
and
Pepe Villete,
we used to do
that was big.
We used to do events at Grand Central with Trick Daddy. We used to do so much shit. But the cool thing about Pepe was he wanted everybody to eat. You know what I'm saying? So
that's how it works, bro. We were talking about that earlier.
He wanted Caballo to eat. He wanted me to eat. And I was just a young comic at the time. And he was like, yo, Cisco, this is what you need to do. And he fucking sat me there and we talked for hours, bro. And we just fucking like, it was amazing, right? And you don't see that anymore. All these people that are creating content, they're not working with anybody. They just want to do their own shit and be popular on their own. And they don't want to support, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I'm fucking with like Only in Dade right now. Because Only in Dade wants to see me succeed.
Do you think people are getting a little, is it because they think they can do it on their own and they haven't realized that it's always going to be a team effort? Or is it,
They just want.
Are they a little
just selfish, man?
Yeah, you think it's that?
It's just selfish. It's about yo. These are my people. These are my people. And it's like, nah, dog. Like they subscribe to so many other motherfuckers. You have no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is there got to be beef between like there's no beef between me and Caballo, but like let's pretend me and Caballo had beef. Why would there be beef? We fuck with each other,
right?
Like nigga, he told me I want to do stand up. I'm like nigga, I'm here whenever you want to do stand up,
right?
That was the first thing I told him. And then when he really wanted to do stand-up, I gave him a platform to fucking do stand-up. And the niggas do, and he's not bad at it. He's good. He's fucking funny. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yo, like, I don't have a problem sharing my stage. But that's the problem with these South Florida niggas. These niggas don't want to get together and collectively push each other and share the fucking following and the fans and shit.
If I was going to put a blame on that, if I was going to see, well, why? There has to be a reason. There has to be a reason. Here's my real broad layman's way of thinking that I got to figure it out. We're so multicultural. Mm-hmm. Aside from the fact of the multicultural, we're so multi-citied. When you go to a Dolphin game, whoever we're playing, half the fucking stadium is wearing those jerseys.
Yeah, and
I don't think that exists in any other city unless it's in Cali. Of course, your Raiders are gonna go down to the Rams and whatever shit like that. Yeah. The people who have Texas, whatever. Other than that, it's us because everybody comes down to South Florida.
For sure.
Comes to Florida to get away from the winters, loves our weather, this and that. So we have a little bit of Arizona, Baltimore, New York, this and that. So because of that, now let's take it to a whole nother scale. People aren't feeling that bond like we should if we were a village, if we were a small city, if we were Southern Utah, Cedar City, Southern Utah, where I was at for a year and a half. It was crazy how those people all knew each other's name. Yeah. But the bigger the population, I don't know where we're at. We're like at 2 million, maybe more. I'm not even sure. And the weird, not beef, but the weird machismo that comes out of Latinos. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're Cuban? Well, I'm Puerto Rican. Well, I'm Colombian. Well, I'm this. Well, I'm that.
And you know what's crazy?
All that causes a weird separation.
You know what's crazy about that? These white people are looking at you like y'all spics anyways. That's the crazy shit about.
Can you
that.
imagine if we united our fucking spit power?
Yo, dude, like, I'm Dominican. Listen, Dominicans are notoriously known for not liking Puerto Ricans, but who gives a fuck, dog? We're still Latinos. We still eat rice and beans, dog.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're still
Angola.
Yeah, and we're still technically wetbacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know where the terminology wetback came from. You have to fucking cross a border of water. That's why Mexicans are wetbacks. They still got to cross a fucking river. You know what I'm saying? So, like we're over here hating each other. You know, like Mexicans hate black people and fucking Cubans hate this. You know, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, like we're all fucking spicks to these fucking white people.
And I don't want
the rest of the country.
And I don't even want to make that about, white people or the rest of the company, but just I think in general, if people would just look past the separation and the lack of trust and just understand that teamwork / unity always makes us stronger.
Yeah.
There's just no doubt about it. I've never seen, like I mentioned earlier, Hurricane Andrew. I've never seen the hood. I grew up in the hood, and I grew up I'm born in 77. I grew up in the 80s when the drug and the cocaine cowboy shit was insanity. I've never seen the hood come together the way it did after Hurricane Andrew, from the feeding to helping people in people's cribs and helping people rebuild. And it was an amazing thing that you never, ever, ever see. And that's one of those things that you hold dear. What's up, folks? Thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the Black Sheep Perspective, Season 2, baby. If this happens to be your first time watching or listening, please take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so that you don't miss another episode. And once again, guys, really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, everyone out there, for all the amazing support. And a big shout out to my man Hector and his entire team over there at Driver Shop USA. If you guys follow me on IG or live in this beautiful city of Miami, you'll be able to catch the dope-ass wrap job that was done to my Chevy Colorado truck. Not only did they wrap the entire truck to protect its original paint job, they then slapped on multiple high-quality logo wraps on all sides, so that I can remind those of you who are looking to tune in to the best new podcast. From boats to motorcycles to automobiles of all kinds, Driver Shop USA is continuously redefining luxury. Now let's get back to the podcast.
All right, so to me, Black Lives Matter is what that's like, apart from Andrew, right? Black Lives Matter is the only thing that I've seen that's made this country come together, right? I mean, if you think about it, look at what's the dude that got beat up in California?
My geography is horrible with everything that happened with all. I hate to say this, but with all the beatings that have happened, are we talking about us in the last 4 months?
Old beatings that LA.
Oh, you're talking about Rodney King.
Rodney King.
Oh yeah. Okay,
that was the last time that you really saw like
something like this,
like
where people
America
stood up
comes
like
together,
this,
right? And and I don't want to get it twisted, right? Like there's been a lot of killings when it comes to black people, within the last fucking my whole lifetime, right?
Okay.
But this specific, George Floyd incident has brought this country together like I've never seen in my whole life, right? Because and my whole thing is because of this whole COVID thing, right? A lot of people are home, a lot of people watch the news, and they saw that fucking 8-minute video of that cop putting his knee on that guy's back and just him just going from there, right? And that touched a lot of people. It touched a lot of people that, has made this movement a lot stronger. I mean, at least personally to me.
You think otherwise? Not to say that it would not have happened. Not to say that there wouldn't be an impact. Yeah. Obviously, we both believe that.
There would be an impact, but
it was intensified because people were forced to be home and watch news and let it marinate and fucking let the anger build.
Yeah, dude. And what's crazy is like these kids watched the news and they saw it, like, and not necessarily the news, because a lot of people get their news from social media, right? So
I'm one of them.
Yeah, so they watched that video and they were like, "Yo, like this happens," and black people are like, "Yeah, it's been happening for fucking years."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they're like, "Yo, we got to do something." And like they don't have work the next day. Everybody was out of a job for I don't know how fucking long, and they saw that video and they're like, "Let's go march. Let's go voice our opinions on this and say this is fucked up. Let's go defund the police. Let's go, do whatever it is that we need to do to support the cause, man." Right. And I've never seen a country so united since, and this is just me personally, since like 9/11.
But one thing though, and even I'm glad you said 9/11, and I'm not trying to spark some shit up. I'm just, I say this on my podcast because I want people to know that I'm always gonna not in a stubborn way, but I'm always gonna hold my ground. I don't want anybody to think, oh, well, Wes was talking different when he had Cisco on there compared to when he had so and so, and they were talking, about Black Lives Matter. No, I feel a certain way about certain things, and I'm gonna voice it when it seems right. But then there's also certain things that it's like, listen, I don't want to stir shit up. I don't need fans, viewers, or the sensitive people out there that if I say one thing, they're gonna judge my whole life off of it.
Of course.
So we choose our battles wisely. You should. Most people should. Unless your platform is different, you should. So with that said, I know that the whole thing is very sensitive, without a doubt. The Black Lives Matter, and I know that it's exposed a lot of ugly, without a doubt, it has. I just wish people would make better decisions off of it, and they would be a little bit more okay. Going back to what you said, COVID has forced us all to be way more in tune with looking shit up and seeing back-to-back news and so on and so forth, depending on how you live your life and who you are. Okay, well, with that said, then put some more effort into looking into a lot of the details of what's showed. And I guess what I'm getting to, without trying to stir things up, is the media is the biggest enemy.
Yeah, for sure.
100% the
look
biggest
at the difference,
enemy.
though, of media. Like, how old are you?
43.
So 43. So you remember when the news was, all right, so this is what happened today. Black guy got shot. He tried to rob somebody. End of story, right? Mm-hmm. Now the news is like, yo, this is unbelievable. Like, this guy did this. Like, it's a lot of opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like CNN never used to do that shit. They just reported the facts. Now you have all these shows that are talking about all these TV networks or all these, media outlets or whatever that are voicing their opinions. And their opinions are like assholes. Everybody fucking got one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Give me the facts. Let me decide what my opinion and what my takes are on it. And that's the problem with what's going on with fucking America right now.
So I think it's super amplified now, and more people are in tune to it. But I honestly think that the media being the enemy has been going for the longest time.
Yeah, for sure.
And what I didn't know, and I admit this 100%, and I've said this in past podcasts, I'm getting a little bit more in tune, not getting into politics. I'm getting a little bit more educated in politics and certain levels of it, especially more locally, and then a little understanding for nationally and whatever. And I still have my little conspiracy type beliefs, but I am now a little bit more educated, and I like to learn about certain political ordeals. With that said, some of this intensification is because of the political race going on right now, the candidacy going on right now. In the past, I'm sure that it was connected to that as well. Sure. And when you think about misleading ass commercials and stupid ass programs that what the hell were you thinking when you put that on online, when you put that on network? It was all influenced in some evil political way. And it's just crazy, dog. And it's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah. It's a fucking hard, because there's so many rabbit holes, Cisco.
Yeah, dude.
There's so many rabbit holes. It's not about just racism, capitalism, socialism, ignorance, lack of education. It's ample, dog.
I tell everybody, do your research. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do it.
There's no such thing as an amazing president. We never really had an amazing president. Every president had their own priorities or their own, they had their own prerogatives of whatever the fuck was going on in there and what they wanted to do. And I don't blame them. When you're the fucking leader of a free country, I get it, dude. Like, look at George Bush Jr., dude. He made himself a fucking even more of a fucking millionaire when he was in office. Look at Clinton. Clinton came in at a perfect time. Not saying that he was a bad president or anything, but he came in at a time where we were at the internet bubble. You know what I'm saying? Which made the country go into a fucking we didn't have no debt. You know what I'm saying? But he was just perfect timing. So like, and I tell a lot of people, like, look, do we have a shitty president? Maybe. Do we have, but on paper, like let's put away the fact that he talks a lot of shit. Let's put away the fact that he, whatever it is that he does, on paper, he's not doing that bad.
According to the statistics of employment and this and all that.
On paper. But let's be real. Obama got us there, because you never see the effect of a president until after their term is over.
But in retrospect, and again, not trying to stir shit up, isn't there a lot of space to say that there's also a lot of fixing and sweeping that needs to be done because of Obama?
Though, bro. Always. There's always, everybody's always done something shady. It's just a matter of how well do you hide it. And the problem with Trump is the nigga don't really hide it. The nigga talks shit. If he would,
and people appreciate that.
If he would shut the fuck up.
I think people appreciate it.
No. Listen, I don't give a fuck what he does. At the end of the day, our president's going to do what the fuck our president's going to do. It doesn't change the fact that he's in office. He's our leader, and there's nothing we could do about it right now. You know what I'm saying?
Do you vote?
I do not vote because I grew up Jehovah's Witness, so that's different for me. Like and plus I'm also a comic where
What the fuck? That shit just take a sip, and I want a fucking response to that because I don't even know. Did anybody else just hear that? That man said, "I do not vote because
I grew up
Jehovah's Witness, and because what?
Because I'm also a comic, and being a comic, I want to be able to publicly talk shit about whoever I want."
Without committing to who you chose
really
or whatever.
Chose, yeah. So like at
you ever you know who Louis Black is?
Yes, I do.
Again, super political, and I'm not into that.
I
But
can't do it.
I think that guy. Oh, I'm not saying do that.
Yeah.
No way. You're you.
No,
but
sure.
it's great that his whole bit is an angry American who's got some shit to talk, but he's never racist about it. But he's got some shit to talk, and majority of the time it's about the government.
But isn't that what we all are?
Right.
We all angry Americans, but at the end of the day, we won't leave America.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like how many people were like, if Trump's in office, I'm leaving the country, and then they don't fucking leave. Why? Because nigga, it's not that bad on this side.
So you're telling me that when you do your okay, again, we spoke earlier about it. Most of your stage work is crowd work, which is a very unique, dope ass talent.
Yeah.
But and you say you also have your
jokes.
Your jokes. But do you try to shy away? Not shy away, like you're a little bitch, you're running from it. But do you try to avoid talking politics into your jokes?
I have one Trump joke right now, and it's very where both sides can laugh about it. That's where I'm at.
That's always good to do that.
I do jokes where both sides can laugh about it. I think the most risque joke I have right now is a Black Lives Matter joke where I say,
exclusive.
Where the joke is like, even though I'm black, I want to be a better black person. And my friends were like, yo, let's go march. And I'm like, what time? And they're like noon. And I'm like, nigga, it's hot. I'm not going outside. Like that's probably the most risque
I thought
joke
that's fucking great,
it's
bro.
a fucking great joke. I'm a fat dude. You think I'm gonna go outside and
great.
It's 100 degrees outside, dude. I don't even take out my garbage when it's hot.
What's the worst that somebody's gonna say? What are you trying to say? Black people don't like to go outside when it's hot. Who the fuck likes to go outside when it's hot? A Native American?
What's crazy is black people laugh at that joke. White people are always looking around like, is it okay?
Is it okay to laugh?
Yeah, and I'm just like, dude,
it was pretty funny. Can I laugh?
Just fucking laugh, dog. Like,
isn't that weird too, though, dog? Isn't that weird that people have to? I mean, again, I'm not at all sticking up for any race, especially poor white people. When when a black joke or whatever, some race joke comes up that's not white. I think it kind of sucks. I feel, whatever you want to call it, bad for them, that if they got to be like, yo, can I laugh? That shit's pretty funny. Can I laugh at that?
Yeah, I mean,
fucking laugh, dude. Like,
it's harder now.
Of course it is. And that sucks, dog. That sucks.
7 years ago when I started touring the country, dude, I remember, I'll tell you a road story. I remember.
Okay, I love road stories.
I remember I was in Birmingham, Alabama, and I was eating.
Damn, you just said that. That already, I just started looking around like, oh shit, Birmingham, Alabama.
I was doing 5 shows, and I ate a dick for 4 shows, right? Because I'm still Miami at that point. Like I was still doing like, yo, Cubans in Miami. Can you believe those motherfuckers? And these fucking rednecks, because it was just rednecks. These rednecks were looking at me like, I don't know if I like this motherfucker. Like, and they were just like, so I ate it. And then the fish show, I remember I was like.
Is he black? Is he black or is he Hispanic?
Exactly. So the fish show, I remember I destroyed it. I got it together. I was like, yo, like, I got to switch this up. And I killed it. Like, fucking, like, crowd was roaring, right? I remember going outside, smoking a cigarette, and then, and this fucking redneck dude just comes up to me and goes, hey, buddy. I want you to know you was real funny out there. And I was like, thank you so much. He goes, you're really funny for a nigger. And that's it.
Woo! Shit.
Now, the black side of me wanted to slap the shit out of him.
Oh, I want to slap him right now, bro.
But I was in Birmingham, Alabama with a bunch of rednecks, and I probably would have never made it out of that fucking city.
Let me pause you real quick. And yes, you are probably 100% correct on that last statement. Let me pause you real quick. Do you honestly think, because now I'm torn, that's what just made me get fired up. Do you think that he meant it and did it on purpose to remind you you're still just a nigger? Or do you think he meant it, you were funny and this and that, and he's just used to calling colored folks niggers, and he just said it commonly without thinking that he was insulting the fuck out of you right in your face?
I've had time to think about it, obviously 7 years, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the latter.
Okay.
And the reason why is because of this. At that point, I was Carlos Mencia was the headliner. He's considered a fucking Latino, and he paid a ticket to see us perform. Right? If you're really that racist, you wouldn't pay money to see a fucking.
That's not a true racist.
Yeah,
exactly.
like
You wouldn't
like,
support anything outside of your race.
So I don't think that he was racist at that point. I just think he was just accustomed to talking that way.
Yeah.
Now at the time,
Still sad, obviously.
at the time, I was ignorant as well, and I was just like, he's a fucking racist. He's racist. He's racist. He's racist. And the last, being able to think about it all this time, I'm just like, I don't think that he's racist. I don't think he knows any better. And I think that's the problem with this country is that like look at kids, they're not racist when they're born. You see kids hugging black kids all the time and shit like that, blah blah, and then they grow up being racist because that's what they're taught. So as me looking back on that, maybe he might have a hint of racism. Maybe he doesn't want his daughter to date a black guy, or whatever the case may be, or vice versa. But I think that he just didn't know any better on how to talk to a human that's not his own race. So I'm not mad at him. I just wish he wasn't so ignorant about how the real world works.
You know what else sucks for not just the hymns and his situation, the blacks in theirs, Hispanics in theirs. When you have that very unspoken about, it's not like it's something to not speak about. It's just not commonly mentioned. It's not commonly talked about the peer pressure that some people feel when they want to be different from those who are around them.
Yeah.
Let's say Billy, he's fond of all races and all colors, but he's fucking whole life was in Birmingham, Alabama, not just Birmingham. He fucking drove 40 minutes up this dirt road from whatever that place is called. So he's like deep in the woods or in the jungle, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So, he's got this town, this city of people who they're racist. And the minute you show love to, anything outside of that, homosexual, or a Negro, or Hispanic, they look down on you and you feel this pressure, but then you're torn because you're like, well, I'm not moving out of this city anytime soon.
Yeah.
And I ain't trying to fucking be that guy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep calling people niggers too and this and that, and it sucks. And I'm not sticking up for no one.
Yeah.
But I know that happens.
But that's why, and I'm gonna look at this camera.
Yeah.
That's why I say educate yourself.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of the city that you're in. Go see whatever fucking city you need to see. Experience culture. Listen, I've been to the bottom of the barrel of whatever country or city whatever city this country has to offer whatever.
Right.
And I've seen some shit, man. I've seen racism in Florida. I've seen racism in fucking in Chicago. I've seen racism in Kentucky, dude. Like I've had guns pointed at me, for Christ's sakes. I've been pulled over for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you were speeding and they have to check my fucking car. I've been through all of this. I've seen, I understand the struggle as, and that's just that's this much of what black people really go through.
Right.
Because depending on what city you're in, you kind of
course,
but I've experienced this much, and just this much has gotten to the point where it's like, yo, that's fucking crazy. That I've experienced this, and at the end of the day, people experience shit at a whole different. They're giving their lives, and that's scary, man.
I mentioned to you earlier when we took a break off camera about Gene. Shout out to Gene Harding.
It's my dude.
That's your dude. He was on the podcast. It was amazing. He's an amazing guy. Again, I told you guys, and I meant it, and I'm gonna say it again on camera. I think you, Gene, and Caballo, you guys are gonna blow up. It's only a matter of time, and I hope you guys get to do it together, tour together, whatever. That'll be fucking dope.
I'm always gonna have Gene on my side, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Whoever blows up first, we're gonna look out for each other.
But when I had him on the podcast, we had a deep conversation off camera when I was recharging the cameras and everything, and anyhow, long story short, you already heard the story. Long story short, he put me in some shoes that I thought I normally do enough on my own, and I didn't do that because I think as humans, we're so quick to want to answer or respond before even hearing you complete your statement. Mm-hmm. Here you are pouring your heart out to me, and I'm already thinking about an answer, and I miss half of what you poured out.
Exactly.
And that's what people do. They're not good listeners. Well, I try to be a great listener because I always want to, hear everybody, especially podcasts. And you as a comedian, you're not that you're a bad listener, but you got these skills that are different. You hone in, you feel energies, you know how to work the crowd, lead them into doing double reverse psychology because that's what you do. So I'm great with this question asking stuff. And man, Gene put this view in my head. He's like, Wes, no matter what you think, he was pointing me out. You grew up in the hood. You did time in prison. You had nothing but a bunch of black best friends when you were in high school because that was my football team. That was my boys. And this and that and this and that and this and that. But no matter what, brother, and I'm not trying to insult you, no matter what, you have no idea what it is to wear this skin color.
Yep.
And you have no idea how different life is when you're this dark, is what he said. And man, it just changed. Yo, Cisco, I had a moment, dog.
Yeah.
I had a homegirl who was here, and she even mentioned it later on. Yo, you had a moment. I was like, I had a moment. That shit hit me hard. I was like, but we don't do that. We're lazy as humans. I don't feel like I'm lazy, but we're not that we're so lazy. We're so entertained.
Yeah.
By
We're not programmed for that.
Not that we definitely are not programmed. We've been programmed to do the opposite. We talked about that same thing, and we're so easily entertained and dumbed down by social media and things on TV and things of that nature. So we don't care to go the extra mile and be like, damn, I never thought about it that deep. Yeah. But then when I started literally thinking, oh shit, imagine I just put myself like in a black man's outfit, like if it was fucking Halloween, and I just started walking down the street and I just thought, wow, everything changes. And my little comparison is I'm 6'2", 6'2.5".
Yeah.
And I forget how tall I am until I'm in a crowded area, a park, a fair, a club.
You see over everybody.
I see nothing but the top of heads.
Yeah.
And then I really start paying attention. Everybody's looking at me like I'm no freak of nature, but they're looking at me like I stand out. I'm just a 6'2", average looking whatever. Imagine black folks.
Imagine being that dude from the Boston Celtics, the Taki guy or whatever, Taco.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine being him for life. You know what I'm saying? And,
man.
Dude, and it's crazy because, like, and it's crazy that you said that. Like, I remember talking to this dude that was, like, 6'8", and I looked at him, and I was like, dude, you're fucking tall. And he's like, nigga, I hear that all the time. You know, and he's like, and I asked him, do you play basketball? He goes, you know how many times I've been asked that?
Yep.
You know, and
you keep going down the list, and it's just like,
and I'm like, how's the weather up there? And he's like, oh, that's a good joke. You know,
never heard that one.
Yeah, and it's just like, and then I had to think about it, and I'm like, dude, like, and that's what he goes through on a regular, and he's tired of that shit. Imagine what a black man goes through.
Exactly, and that's
being followed at a store because he don't think he has enough money, and being pulled over because you're black. Yeah. Like I remember I got pulled over in Texas with my boy Des White. And we got pulled over because our window tints were too dark. And he checked our car. He had a canine walk around the car. And I remember just looking at him and he looked at me. He goes, I go through this shit at least twice a week.
Yeah, he wasn't even sweating it.
And I looked at him like, dude, like, if this is the shit you got to go through, like that's. And my car, limo tints on it. I have, and knock on wood, hopefully, I never got pulled over for that shit.
Well, let me tell you this little response to that and the topic that we're on. I don't know how, Gene didn't think it was going to get much better. He was clear about that, and you'll see in the podcast, and I can appreciate that. I asked him that.
I agree with him.
That scares me. That bothers me. That I don't want to think that, but I respect that you guys think that. I don't want to think that. I want to think that as a human race, we will get better. This is the biggest, most holy fuck what's going on right now in our world point of time that we've encountered since I don't know what. Since I really don't know. I don't know what to compare it to. I don't know what. You'd have to go hundreds of years where you, me, our grandfathers, they weren't even involved. Something like this epic hasn't happened. So we're going to see what happens in this next 6 months, from the COVID to the presidential candidacy to this race.
You don't have to go that far.
No, what?
Look at Rodney King.
No, you're right. You're right.
Granted, Rodney King didn't die and he got millions of dollars from it, but you would have thought that the world would be better after that.
Yeah, well, you know what? But you know what? You're right. Listen, you're completely right, Cisco. And I'm not defending the world. But we are still, if I can say this, this is my politically correct attempt. It's kind of like comparing the planet or our very own solar system to the rest of the universe. We're supposed to be the infants. We haven't Everybody way before us, I don't know what, 1,000 million fucking light years before us.
Whatever it is.
Way, way, way older than us. So if there's other planets, if there's other species, they're so way ahead of us, this is why they can time travel and this, if it all exists. Okay. So I feel like the same thing is happening with our race.
Yeah.
The human race does not excuse anything. I just feel like we're still fixing shit. Slavery was not that long ago. No matter how fucked up it was not that long ago.
Sure.
We are still, unfortunately and ignorantly and why is it taking this long? We know why, because of the evil of corruption. But we're still baby stepping through this bullshit to get out of this racist state and this this overly it should just be one this and one that. We're still getting past that. And who knows, dog, because it can get real ugly. It really can. But what I'm trying to get to is this. Acknowledging that this thing is a little bit bigger than us. Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
We can only do so much. You have a platform. I have a platform. We have a platform that we're using right now together. This is what we can do within our power. But what I try to hopefully encourage anybody out there, that if you go through that incident where you were driving with the homeboy or with any of these fucked up ass incidents, man, accept it for what it is. Even if it's racism, if it's stereotypical, if it's profiling, whatever it is, man, try your best. Don't make that worse. Don't make that moment any worse. Everybody out there, record. Get a car cam. Them shits are so cheap right now. I don't care if you get it off Wish or Groupon. Get a car cam. Put your phone on. Every cop out there knows that people are putting their phones on right away the minute they're encountering somebody. So just do all that, but fucking A, man. Even if that cop is dead ass wrong, just try to stay calm and just chill, because let's expose those motherfuckers.
I agree with you.
Let's expose them. I know it's easier said than done. Let's expose them.
You're right.
But goddamn, man, flipping on these stupid ass, whoever it is, white, black, or Hispanic, flipping on these cops when they have this much pressure with everything that's going on. God damn, you're not making things better, bro.
Dude, I can't agree with you 100% because, I mean, I could agree with you 100% on that, because if you think about it, man, like, most of these incidents happen because of, dude, when I get pulled over, I just shut the fuck up.
No.
And listen, I got a fucking mouth on me. I could say some shit.
Ditto.
I could say some shit. I could fucking make him feel this small.
Of course, you're a comedian. Yeah, you'll be strong.
But, like, I'm just going to shut the fuck up and record and do whatever it is I need to do afterwards to say that you're wrong, because at the end of the day, man, life is precious, man, and you never know, like, the impact that you can make on somebody. Like, I never knew the impact I made on anybody doing stand-up until somebody came up to me and was like, Cisco, I was depressed this morning, and I literally thought about committing suicide, and then I saw you perform, and you know what? I'm the happiest I've been. You don't know who's...
That's big, man.
Yeah, dude. You don't know whose life.
And you know what? You never hear comedians talk about something like that, dude, that you might have, or it's very common that you have that impact on. Like, yo, tonight you were going to be the last act. You were going to be the last act, and I was going to say, fuck the world.
Yeah.
But damn, bro, you made me laugh so hard, and laughter is like the biggest cure.
And what's crazy is people don't, and I talked about this, man, like, if I don't get that, like, it's cool to get the applause at the end of the show and get people wanting to take pictures with me and, buy my merchandise. Like, all that's cool, man. But, like, this is the business I'm in is very depressing,
I get it, though. Yeah.
And I talked about this on another podcast where I was just like, the biggest show I've ever done was for 10,000 people. And I go and I finish taking pictures, and I'm on a high because it was a great show. And I go to my hotel room and I had nobody to call. I had nobody to talk to. I didn't have a girl to talk to. I didn't have, I'm on the West Coast and she was on the East Coast. That's crazy.
At a high point.
At the highest point in my life.
That's crazy.
I had nobody to call. Everybody was asleep. Nobody was available to talk to me.
It's like the weirdest reality check, dude.
And I sat there in my room by myself with nobody to support me. And people just think like, yeah, Cisco lives a rock star lifestyle. It looks like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool.
I hear you, yeah.
But it's fucking sad.
And that's deep, bro. That's deep, because that connects to that nightlife. That connects to the temptations.
There's a reason I'm always out.
Yeah.
Because I can't be alone. My brain will sabotage my life. That's how much I think. Like, if I don't numb my brain, like, I probably wouldn't even be here right now. You know?
It's crazy because you're addicted, and there's all kind of scientific support behind this.
Very much
I've
addicted.
referred to this topic so many times. Your addiction, your high. You mentioned the high like about an hour ago, like a runner's high. Hey, bro, you're fucking killing your knees. You're killing your knees running 20 miles, whatever it is.
Won't stop.
About that fucking high. What high?
I need to get first place.
You don't know until you fucking run 20 miles, until you rock climb and almost bust your ass and break your ankle. You don't know that high. Your high is being you and getting a reaction and working the crowd and this and that. And when you don't get it, yeah, man, it does something to you. I get it.
That's why being in this fucking business is a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
It's a fucking bitch.
For sure. What's up, folks? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Black Sheep Perspective, Season 2. If this happens to be your first time watching or listening, please take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so that you don't miss another episode. Once again, thank you everyone out there for all the support. But yeah, my brother, like honestly, it's a whole lot of tough shit going on out there in this world, and we all have to adjust. And what I was referring to is just, I just wish people would just listen. It's not about bow down to law enforcement. It's not about let them get away with this. No. It's not none of that. Let the ugly show, and let everything else deal with it. But don't make ugly 10 times worse. That's all it is. And it's not. I'm not trying to. I don't want anybody to think that. But that's how they get away with shit, man. You know, if my boy Chris was here right now, he would tell you of a weird thing that I got. I have a very vengeful side.
Yeah.
I'm very vengeful. I admit that. Doesn't mean I always get it, but I am. I'm very vengeful. And one of the reasons I'm vengeful is because I feel like, oh man, if certain people don't learn a lesson, they're going to continue being that way for the rest of their life.
For sure.
So you kind of co-sign on them getting away with more shit if you don't play your part as a hero or whatever it is. But that's such a fucking tough situation to be in, because then everybody wants to be Batman. Everybody wants to be, I'm going to hold judge, jury, court right now against this individual. Let's not believe in the system, but let's let all the cameras, let's let all the footage, let's all the witnesses, proof, and let that be.
Let the world decide off of what we have as proof. Hard facts, man. That's the problem with America, man. There's no facts anymore. It's just opinions, and that's what bothers me with this whole fucking country right now, Yeah. But it's the time that we live in, and this whole Corona shit
doesn't make it better.
You know what? I have a question for you.
Okay.
You're single, right? Are you
yes,
single?
yes,
okay,
I am.
So you're single.
100%.
Let me ask
Ladies, did you guys fucking hear that? I am single.
My man is single. All right, I got a question for you. Would you date a girl that had an OnlyFans page?
You know what? Instinctively, I'm going to say yes. You know
Please
what?
Elaborate.
Okay. First off, if I met her like that, then remember, we just talked about this earlier. I don't know if it was on cam or off cam.
I'm pretty sure it was off.
You signed, yeah. We always go deep off cam. You got to know what you're signing up for. That's what we're talking about. I don't care what the position is.
Right,
you
so
know
let's do both perspectives.
Okay, so
you met her without it, and then you met her with it.
If I'm that secure, okay, first of all, you got to remember that OnlyFans can be used in many different ways.
Yeah.
They could be showing a little extra.
I'm talking about butt booty ass naked shit, like just
bling bling.
Yeah, all of that shit. Like, would you be with a girl that like did something like that?
That's a tough one, dog. But you know what? Again, and I know a lot of people are gonna call me out and you full of shit unless you were in that situation. You never know. But again, my gut says I am okay with that, because if you're my girl, I'm very alpha. I'm very confident. This is why I'm single. Yeah. Because there's certain ways about me where I don't lower the bar. I don't put up with certain shit. This and this and whatever. But when you're my girl, I'm a real fucking loyal ass dude. I expect you to pretty much be like my best friend, everything. You're my dog. You're my everything. And if you got this smoking ass body, or you got this following, and you present to me like, hey, babe, would it fucking kill you if I showed my tits and ass and we got this much extra, whatever? I think that instinctively I would be okay with it, because it's all about my confidence of, okay, does it bug me that people are seeing her nude and now, that's mine? Now it's mine and only a few people have seen. Now everybody sees. Does that bug me enough? No, dog, because you and I know men, and motherfuckers have x-ray vision in their minds every time a good-looking girl goes by. they're already picturing what the fuck your nipples and your ass and what a, that's guys. That's 7 out of fucking
crazy.
10 guys. So if I know it's happening no matter what, it won't bug me that we're going to make some money off of this. As long as I feel like nothing really changes the dynamic of like, it's obvious I'm your man. Our relationship is dope. This is just you on cam, making extra bread, whatever. I can go with that. If you're gonna part to me and be like, "What if she did porn?" No, not even.
I don't know if I could do that, bro.
But I respect that if you couldn't. I do respect that.
I think for me it's a little bit different. I think for me it's like I think because I'm in a different position. And I'm not saying that you're not in a different position to me, but like I don't like niggas having something on me. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like let's assume my girl does fucking OnlyFans, right? Okay. Let's assume she does OnlyFans and she's naked. Like I don't like I'm like you. Like that's my girl. I know she's not gonna cheat on me, whatever, blah blah. She's gonna curve these niggas, or she's gonna fucking entertain them to get more money out of these motherfuckers, and then we're gonna go out to dinner and fucking have a great time. I get that perspective, right? But what if they know who I am and know that that's my girl? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm at a show and a nigga comes up to me and be like, "Yo, I jerked off to your chick." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I could handle that as a man. Where it's like if I would never, if I could never, if you could guarantee me that none of these motherfuckers will ever talk to me ever,
right?
I'd be like, you know what, okay, let's do this shit. But like, I'm in the limelight, baby. Like,
of course,
you know what I'm saying?
It'll be all up in your face.
Yeah.
And okay, so look, let me not be a hypocrite. Let me not be like I'm full of shit. Mm-hmm. That's a great point. And I think what's more realistic, when I control the emotions, I control the fucking wine, I put away the fucking hit that I took earlier, and I think about this a little bit deeper. Now it makes more sense of like, okay, well, it's not really about her showing off the goods. That part is not what fucks with me.
Yeah, there's a reason why we're with them.
But what fucks with me is, if that's what you got going on right now, what's the future hold?
Yeah.
What's next? Like what's the platform? Because it's not now, and this is now I'm adding all kind of extras. Excuse me. And I know this wasn't part of the question, but if this was, she's already, all she does is model.
Yeah.
Fitness model, whatever, this, that, small movie role, I don't know what. And this is gonna offer this much, and this is gonna whatever. If I'm gonna accept that this is my girl, who obviously, if I'm gonna entertain me, we're the fucking, or I'm entertaining a possible future with you. Period. There's no in between. So if I'm entertaining where we're not just fucking around, I'm gonna believe there's a future with you. If there's a future with you and you're a model, we gotta talk about things, because that shit runs out. What do you got planned? What is there a business venture? Are you starting a product line? So if OnlyFans helps boost where you're at already, and this is part of a bigger plan, then I'll probably be cool with it, because it's not about showing off the goods that bugs me, or what you refer to in regards to like, damn, that'll fuck with me that if somebody else beat their meat to my girl.
That would fuck with me so hard.
That's flattering.
I don't see that as flattering, but like, this is the thing, right? Like,
I think it's the man coming out of you. You want less people. Listen, you want less people to have the ability to say, "I seen your girl's nipples. No, I seen that coochie." You want less people to be able to say that.
Let's be real. I dated an Instagram model. Like, I was with an Instagram model for, I think, over a year, right? Okay. It was about a year, and I was cool with that lifestyle. Like, she showed her ass, she fucking titties were almost out, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the comments were stupid, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and the dick pics that she would get, she would show me. She would be like, yo, like, look at this nigga, show me a dick pic. I was like, yo, that's just hilarious to me, right? So I don't think that is what really bothers me. I just feel like, as and maybe it was my growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, where it's just like, yo, let me provide for us. Let me be the reason why you don't have to do this shit. Because, granted, I don't think girls really want to do that shit. I'm not saying all girls. Like, I know Angelina Castro. Like, we've had this conversation where, she doesn't. Not that she doesn't want to do porn, but she does it because of the money. And when she does it, she's good at it. You know what I'm saying? But when she does do it, like, she's just like, like, it's, like, she's been through it or whatever. So most girls, after they do it for a certain amount of time, it gets dull, and it's the same fucking comments and the same fucking DMs and shit like that. I just feel like if we're both gonna be popular, You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want somebody to have something hanging over us. Like, you know, like nah, bitch. Like, let me be us. Let me provide for both of us.
I honestly think, Cisco, even if you're not that guy, I think you're falling somewhere in that category. But I honestly think that majority of men, and we've been taught this, it's in our genes in some shape or form. Don't hold me to it. I'm just saying that hypothetically, but it's in our genes to have this dog in us, this territorial market. That's me. That's whatever. This alpha in us, this caveman in us. This I bring home the money. You fucking take care of the crib.
I understand that.
You know, all that stuff. We have continuously been, I would like to say, evolving out of that, where it's like, hey,
sure.
what do we want? We want equality.
Yeah, for sure.
I come home, you come home, we both cook, we clean, we this, with that. If you have an agreement, you have an agreement. That's great as well. But I think that's where we're going. That's obvious. So with that said, though, we still have it embedded in us to a certain extent.
Yeah. And
we feel like the purer something is, the more quality it has, the more value it has. And I said this with I don't know if it was when my client Robert, shout out to my boy Robert, or maybe it was Doug, my editor, my dog, my partner. But I said scarcity, value is determined by scarcity. Okay, the more scarce something is, the more value it has.
Yeah. Diamonds,
gems, your gold, whatever the fuck it is. A great man, a guy who doesn't cheat. Yeah. A girl who doesn't fuck, you know. So
a girl that fucks but doesn't fuck other. You know.
Yeah, there you go.
Because fucking is important.
Yeah. What was that saying? A bitch is a hoe is a bitch. A hoe is a bitch that fucks everybody. A bitch is a girl who won't fuck you. So,
that's true.
I believe that's how it goes somewhere near that.
It sounds very accurate,
right? But I guess what I'm saying is it's just a bad tendency for men to have this claiming ordeal, and we want the purer,
and that's great.
We want the pure, less tapped into, fucking.
Well, I'll tell you this, right? And I'm drunk enough to say this. My ex, right, and I'm not gonna say her name, but she started a lash company, right? She was like, I want to do lashes. She was a teacher. She was like, I want to do lashes, and I was like, all right, well, what do we need to do to make this successful? She was like, like I should have my own place and. Whatever, blah, blah. And I opened up a place for her in Miami Springs, and I would give her some money, and I was trying to be supportive in her dream, right?
Right, of course.
Because I felt like, like if we're in this together, let's be in this together, So here's some money, as much money as I could give you. Like, let's try to be successful. I got your back. I helped her build her little studio and her bed and installed shit and, did the manly thing, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but, like my perspective at that point was like, yo, like, let's build something, right? So, like, for example, like the girl that I'm talking to now, she does hair or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm always looking for like, like if we work out, like how can we make this work? Like how can, like, be a part of my success, not just watch me on the sidelines.
Completely agree.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, well, can you learn how to manage? Because I need a manager. I need somebody that's like, oh, Cisco, you got a 10 o'clock appointment on this radio, or you got a podcast with fucking Wes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like keep me on point. Where it's like, all right, my success is now
hours.
Exactly. So like that's what I always look for in a woman, man, and like. I'm always just that dude where it's like, yo, like, let's build. Like, and I don't care how fresh it is. Like, if you're not on my same mental, like, I can't fuck with you. Like there's a lot of chicks that are just like, oh, like I have a business, and it's like, what's your business? It's, well, I fucking, like blah 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 blah, and you're just
I sell
like
contacts on the side during Halloween,
or I
sell colored contacts.
I sell Monat. Like, you're gonna get people that hate this.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's been a conversation,
a cult, dog. That's a fucking cult,
dude. I don't even want to say names, and I never say that term that I just used. But fuck it, I'm not gonna say names. But I was hanging out with Caballo, and long story short, he had a friend there, and we had a conversation about Monat, if you're saying it right.
Why would you even do that?
Well, because she once represented it and so on and so forth, and then she represents something else. And dude, long story short again, it just happened because it happened. There was a homie there. It was one of Caballo's homeboys, and it was her. It was us four. That's all. It was us four.
Yeah.
And they were. homeboy and her were talking and acting a certain way. We're like an hour and a half in with drinks and chilling with her and us.
Yeah.
He got there like 30 minutes ago. We're all kicking it. It's a good time. They started going through something, nothing negative, but just whatever.
Yeah.
And dude, I just called it out and I go, man, that's funny, man. You guys act and talk like y'all hooked up one time and it just went sour after that bullshit.
And that's exactly what happened.
I fucking ruined the night.
Oh my God.
But I ruined it with some pride because guess what? I knew nothing and that falls on you guys. And I did nothing wrong. All I did was crack a joke. And this bitch she didn't flip because she had no grounds to flip.
Of course.
But her mental flipped and she was like, I want to get out of here.
Okay.
And I was like,
bitch.
yeah. And I'm like, hey, I don't know if that really happened. Did that really happen, guys? Because I wasn't even sure. That was just cracking a joke. It's just the way you guys are talking to each other. And she just got quiet and he looked like he started looking around. I'm like, oh, you guys obviously don't play poker because you just totally giving away your hand. Like, why? And then I just started laughing out and I looked at Caballo and Caballo was like, yo, you nailed it. And I just go, did I really just call that out? Wow, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
But they didn't laugh. He was shameful and she got pissed and she bounced.
Yo, you know what's crazy about this whole thing, bro? It's just like women, okay? Like, you're going to make bad decisions. I don't even know why. I'm just talking to every woman that's watching this. You're going to make bad decisions. It's, you know what? It's how you go about it at the end of the day, right? Like there's women I fuck that, you know what? I hope I never see in my life.
Right.
And there's gonna be men that women fuck that there's, you know, and there's gonna be gay, whatever. I don't want to exclude.
Yeah, I got
whatever.
you, right.
Everybody's gonna fuck somebody.
You said it perfect. Your opening line. We all make bad decisions.
We all make bad decisions, and you know what, dude? Like, if you fuck somebody that you didn't that you regret, man, like it happened. Fucking grow up and learn about it. It's not the end of the fucking world, you know. Like I fuck girls that I'm just like, bro, like the bitch fucked up my car. I fucked her once. You know what I'm saying? Like you're my man. It's like I gave you dick and it wasn't even the best dick I've ever fucking put out. You know what I'm saying?
You over here keying my car.
Yeah, like you keyed my car for mediocre dick. Like what if I gave you really good dick? You know what I'm saying? Like how crazy would that be?
But there's so much truth behind that, dog. I had a homeboy one time. We were talking shit about I was like, yo, you know, you can tell we were younger because even older now, we might talk about it if we forced it.
Yeah.
But it'll probably be like a circle of guys talking shit and then we amped it up. But homeboys, once you get a certain age, you don't talk too deep into the details. I was fucking with my boy and I was like, yo, your retention level is low. What do you mean? I was like you fuck. Yeah. You fuck, dog. You get around, you get chicks, nigga, you do your thing. But you can't keep a bitch to come back for round two. Like that's just non-existent. Like, are you sure you're fucking them right?
Down right. Yeah.
Come on, man. Of course, bro. You know, listen.
That's that machismo.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm like, listen. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm like, listen. Are you doing a little extra? Because everybody fucks.
Yeah.
And then you got guys who are drunk and they're just trying to be porn stars. They're fucking hitting every position. Yeah. They got whiskey dick. They're just pounding away. Everybody's mayor of Pound Town. But are you doing something different? He's like, well, like what? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, everybody's different.
Well, first of all, if that was his response, he ain't fucking
exactly.
Right. Because I'll tell you right now, every girl's different. Every girl likes to, like, not every girl likes to be fucked the same. Like, what she likes, she's gonna hate it. And that bitch is gonna be like, where the fuck are the midgets? You know what I'm saying? Like, like every girl's different. And I had to learn that because I used to I was in a relationship for 5 years, dude, before I became like a ho-ho.
Sorry to hear that.
No, I'm talking shit. No, it is what it is. But then, like, when I realized, like, not every bitch likes the shit that she liked, you know what I'm saying? And then that's when communication comes in because it's like, all right, baby, like, tell me if I'm not doing something right. Like, tell me if you want me to slow down or speed up or fucking slap your pussy, whatever it is that you like. Because, like, and I think
that's where you enter no man's land because that's where. Depending on the girl, I apologize for cutting you off. Depending on the girl and her age and on the guy.
Yeah.
She might not be that verbal.
Yeah.
She might not be like, yo, sis, pause. But I like when you do this. She might not do that.
But that's when you understand body. You know what I'm saying? So like
the energy, like whatever.
If I touch you some way, I already know you like it or you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you like it, you're gonna give me that. You know, like you don't have to tell me. Mm-hmm. You give me that one body language, that one signal that tells me, yo, this is it right here, like I'll be like, oh, she likes this shit. Or if I do something and then she gives me that little, like, whatever it is, like a little squirm or like the like, whatever it is, like, you have to be as a man. And I think that's the problem with a lot of us men, right? When it comes to sex, is that a lot of men don't understand body language. Like, we're good at poker, so we understand body language, right?
Right. We're reading. We're reading.
Yeah. So I'm always reading the table, like, yo, this nigga just took a sip of his drink and looked at his cards. Like, that might mean he doesn't have shit, but he wants to play it off. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, we understand body language. So I know, like, if I'm doing something and she doesn't like it, I can already tell and just be like, all right, let me move on to my next move, see if this works. You know what I'm saying? Because every girl's different. Some girls like going to Pound Town.
Yeah.
Some girls like that fucking, take it slow.
And you know what? And it might really depend on what state of mind you catch this girl in.
Yeah.
This girl might just love to make love, even if it's somewhat of a one night standish or it's a friends with benefits. She wants that love making type sex, but then she is heavily pissed off because friends with benefits just got caught with some other chick and her heart's broken, and now she just wants to get pounded by the fucking mayor.
So let me ask you this question. Do you believe that women could be friends with men without any sexual tension being there?
It is possible. I do think it's possible.
I think it is too. I have a couple friends like that, but I don't think that works with every female.
I think the man, again, just, man, I'm going to be straight up, man. Our gender is something special.
As a men, we're pieces of shit.
Yeah, I say this all the time, and it's funny because girls are too. I was like, you really think you guys are as bad as we are? No, we are. Times have changed. Yeah, they've changed. You guys have gotten worse.
Yeah.
But you're still not as bad as guys. That's just my opinion. But with that said, yes. What was the question again? Wait, hold on. I went back to the. I flashed back to the OnlyFans. I was like, wait a minute, that wasn't it.
So the question is, do you think that men could be friends with females without there being any...
Well, you had asked...
I just finished your whole bottle.
When you said it, and there's more. When you said it, you actually said it reverse. You said the females part.
Well, it doesn't matter either way.
Okay,
it's
but
vice versa.
You are right, but I do want to diversify because, yes, I think it's easier for a female to do it. Yes, it's possible between both. Whenever it gets rattled... I feel like
it's harder for men, though.
I was going to say that. Whenever it gets rattled, 9 times out of 10 it's the man.
Yeah. Like, okay... I'll tell you this, and I hope she doesn't get mad that I'm saying this, right? So
this was before you, babe.
I know. No. This is during. Like, I'm talking.
Okay.
We've had this conversation, me and her. I believe that a female could be friends with men, and there's no sexual feelings. Like, I feel like a woman could really be friends with a man without having to go to that place. Now, I believe most, and I say most because I can't say all, I believe most men can't do that, right? Because I'll be honest with you, I have one female friend that there's no sexual tensions with whatsoever, right? Like, none whatsoever. Like, I look at her as a sister. Like, I could never fuck this chick. She's fucked my friends, you know what I'm saying? And like, that has nothing to do with me. But past that, like, I just don't believe that men could fucking just be with a woman and just be friends and hang out without thinking about trying to fuck her one time.
So look, when did it make sense? I think, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I think you agree. Most people just don't give it this amount of details.
Yeah.
But that's an amazing question. And let's see if we can address it to this detailed form. It's almost the same with every situation in life. There's so many different variables that will play a role into what would occur or what would influence to occur. And there's so many, and I hate to sound like, oh, well, you're sitting on the fence, choose something. But there's so many variables. How did the friendship start? Did the friendship start because she was already dating one of your friends? That changes everything. Because now there's a certain weird loyalty to your friend. Yeah. So therefore you try your best, depending on the relationship with your friend, you try your best not to even look at her like that.
Yeah.
So whether she's attractive or not, now here goes the battle. Yo, she's attractive as fuck. But damn, she was with my dude for fucking 3 years in college. Yeah. And if you're that loyal, you hold back.
Yeah.
Very small number of guys. If you cave in, if you have enough discipline, you don't throw yourself at her, but you're hoping that opportunity comes. You know what I'm saying? There's so many variables to every situation,
this is such a
dude.
hard conversation.
But it is. Every situation is different. I think that because of that, the scumbags whoever that is, whatever
a lot
gender.
Of dudes that are scumbags.
Well, I was gonna say whatever gender because the females do it too. But because of the
females know how to hide it better than men.
Yeah, that's exactly the topic that was said earlier.
Let's not bullshit. There's a lot of scumbag ass bitches that'll fucking, you know, and I've seen them.
100%.
They fucking, you know, like, and I test bitches. I test bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, I dated this one chick.
You should get that T-shirt made. I test bitches.
Yo, that's not bad. You gotta fucking think.
Look out for the merch. Look out for the merch. I test bitches.
There was this one chick that was like, yo, I need $250 because, you know, my mom, whatever, blah, blah. And I was like, I'll go, you know what? I'm going to give you the $250, right? But you said you're going to pay me back in a month. And I'm that type of dude where I'm going to give you money, right? You're my friend. You're my girl, whatever it is. I'm going to give you the money. I'm never going to mention that money again, ever. I would never mention that I brought it up because I'm not an asshole either, right?
Right.
But I'm going to give you that timeline. And if you don't say anything within that timeline, then I don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So like, so for me personally, right? I feel like there's a lot of scumbag women out there, you know, whatever the percentage is, and there's a lot of scumbag men, and they deserve each other, which is cool. But it fucks up people like us, which are are genuine.
Yes.
Because like I want love. I want to fucking just like be with a woman and just fucking like, you know, like this girl that I'm talking to, she's like, yo, I'm going to get married in black and you put me in a coffin and that's the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, you're not gonna fucking anybody else. Like that's the death of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're happy when you do it. There's a reason why you say yes, you know? I forgot where I was going with this.
Well, I can scoop that up and easily give me the out of you.
Go ahead.
I'm 100% agreement with you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm 100% agreement with you. I know that I come off a certain way from podcast to as a trainer to whatever you want to judge me for on my looks, my tats, whatever. I would love to be in love. I would love to have my number one. I would love to find that's whatever you want to. I don't say soulmate, but that quote unquote soulmate. I would love to find that future wifey now, like we said earlier, before I blow up. Before you blow up, so that I know it's a little bit more genuine. But I also love that I'm as picky as the fuck I am.
Yeah.
Because if not, and if you get too hooked on, damn, I would love to find that, you know, fuck, I'm 43, man. That clock's ticking, you know. You over here 34, you said?
Yeah.
You're 34, man. You about to do your tour. You about to do Netflix. You about to do whatever. Fuck, I got to find one now, because if not, I'm never going to find one. And then you force it. And then you settle, and then you this, and then you that.
Sucks. Yeah,
bro, I would never do any of that.
Look,
so,
I'll tell you.
But trust me, I feel you. I would love to. But before you go into that, I would love to go and make it clear that I'm all about love. Mm-hmm. I just think it's heavily abused. It's a lot of times it's fake, it's forced, it involves kids.
People feel like expiration date is right around the corner,
and they also feel like, man, I already put up with this much. Let me just keep putting up with a little bit more. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another episode of the Black Sheep Perspective. I just want to take a quick moment to thank you guys, man. You guys rock. You really do. We've made it this far. We're in season 2 right now. I got a great line of guests coming up. There's been a lot of modifications and moderations to what we've been doing and working on, and it's just getting better and better. And a lot of it's because of you guys and the feedback that I get, the emails, the messages, the comments. Thank you so much. Please keep them coming. Please spread the word, and we look forward to giving you many, many more podcasts. Big shout out to my close friend Gus from Arancibia Bonds. This brother right here has been helping people get out of bad situations quick, fast, and in a hurry. We've all experienced it, or at least know someone close who has had some kind of mishap occur to them that landed them in jail unexpectedly. And with the craziness going on in our world today, with the continuous changes of rules and regulations, why not have one of the most reliable bondsmen in the state of Florida on your side? Feel free to reach out to my brother Gus from Arancibia Bondsman. Now let's get back to the podcast. Okay, but not switching topics, but on a side note. Okay, when you know, speaking about these women and men and being who we all are, scumbag or not, you're 34 without a kid.
Yeah,
I'm 43 without a kid.
Yeah.
I know this comes up a lot on my podcast because people, you know, we getting to know each other, and my guests ask me, I ask them, so on and so forth. I made it pretty clear. So back to the whole single thing. You can walk away if you want to. I don't want to have a kid.
Yeah.
But I am 100% ready, willing, and thinking, okay, my future, whoever is going to come with a kid.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to find a woman right now without a kid.
Yeah, the number's high.
Girls are having kids at 17.
Yeah.
Man. Like, that's just some wild shit.
So with that said, here you are. Mm-hmm. This is a difficult, this is something that has to, and I'm sure you do, I hope you do, has to go into your formula of like, hey man, this is where I want to get into life. Where does this fit in?
Yeah.
34. Shit's about to pop off. You mentioned that earlier. You got a lot of good things that are brewing right now. There's ice putting up huge things from you and the fellas.
Yeah.
That's a difficult thing to do with a good girl, much less the right girl.
Yeah.
And then you throw into the whole mix, I want to have a kid. How do you feel about that?
So look, I could live the rest of my life without having a kid. I get and to be honest with you, it might be either my biggest regret or my biggest fucking success, right? Do I want a kid? Yeah. I wouldn't mind having a kid and, you know, living on the fucking family legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like what, like let's pretend I become the next Kevin Hart.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what would my life be without a kid to like live on that legacy for me? You know? And I'm not saying that my kid's gonna be a comedian or whatever the case might be, but like I want somebody to fucking share this with. And yeah, granted, great woman that I could share with, that's fine. You know, and just to put it in layman terms, right? The girl I'm talking to now, she has a 15-year-old daughter, right?
Okay.
Fucking, she's dope as fuck, funny as shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think it's perfect because it's like, all right, I don't have to go through the kid phase. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to like really raise
that
them.
dreadful tough ass.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and at that point, like they either respect me or they don't respect me. And at this point, like we get along perfect. Like the kid likes everything I like, which is fucking, it blows my mind because I'm like, yo, maybe you were my kid and we don't know. You know what I'm saying? That part I don't mind, where I could live the rest of my life without having a kid, you know? But at the same time, it's like, shit, what would my life be with a kid? You know, and I think that fucks me up a little bit because it's like, fuck, I wouldn't mind having a boy or I wouldn't mind having a girl. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that where it's just like I could teach them shit from a youngin' and just mold them to be the fucking human that they should be, you know, where, because you see a lot of piece of shit kids out there where it's just like, oh, like, why would you fucking talk to a human like that, you know? So, I mean, it just, for me, it just all depends on the right situation. Right now, my situation is that I'm happy where I'm at. You know, I really don't want to, you know, because I've been with a woman that was, you know, when the kid was young and then we kind of broke up and then it's like you have an attachment to that child.
That's exactly like, where I was going to go. Yeah.
Damn, that fucking hurts me. Where it was like, bitch, I don't like you as much as I like the kid.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
it's easier to get away from you than it is from the kid.
And it's just, you know.
It's tough, right?
And that, you know, I've been in 2 relationships like that where the kid was like 3 or he was like 2 years old, and then, you know, I was with him until he was like 6, and we broke up and it didn't work out. And then the last one, I was with him until his teenage years, and then that didn't work out, and he hates me now, you know, because she made me seem like a fucking monster.
Yeah,
not
to talk shit about women, what you're gonna say is mothers are gonna do that.
No, you know what, dude, we could talk about this. I was nothing but fucking amazing to her. Nothing but amazing. Like I literally fucking
get in your feelings. You better get in those feelings.
This is the realest you're ever gonna fucking see me. Like I gave that bitch everything. I moved into her house, which was her name, her place, whatever. We were talking about buying places, and I was like, you know what? Let's build this motherfucker up, and then we'll sell it and go buy another fucking place together, right? Where it's under both of our names. We build the backyard, we build the front yard, we repainted the whole house. Fucking I spent $17,000 to $18,000 in that house, right? Made it the way it was, fucking gorgeous as shit. And then she just, you know, she fucking shitted on me, you know, where it was like, oh, you're a piece of shit, like you don't, you know, not a piece of shit like as a human being, but like she didn't like the way I dressed, she didn't like the shoes I wore, she didn't like the jokes I said on stage. Like it got to a point where our relationship was toxic. You know, like I remember getting off a plane, getting home.
Did you not see these type of things?
It
earlier?
Wasn't like at the beginning. We were
love, later.
Dog. We were in love. Like it was the most.
was it super young? How long ago was
dude,
this? Roughly.
We were together. I want to say this was like 8 years ago.
Okay.
But we were together 5 years, so that left us with 3 years, right? So, dude, it was a great relationship. It was great at the beginning, and then it just. You know, she just wanted me. She was one of those chicks that wanted me to be. I was 500 pounds. I lost 200 pounds because of her.
I didn't know
Right?
that.
Yeah.
That's huge,
And then-
dog. That's,
yeah,
that's
I
dope.
was-
Awesome.
because she said she wouldn't marry me unless I was skinnier. How crazy is that, right? For a woman, like, you met me at 500 and you said you won't walk down the aisle because I'm way too fat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she fucked with my psyche, you know? And then she was like, and then I remember, this is the one thing that stuck with me for the rest of, like, since she said that, like, our relationship was so bad after that. I got off a plane. I was, you know, I used to get the first flight home so I could go home to her.
Okay.
So I remember it was a Sunday. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get home at 9 a.m, right? She's gonna be happy to see me. We could spend the whole day together. Even though I didn't sleep the night before, I'll sacrifice my sleep to spend the whole day with her and her son. I get home at 9. I'm in sweatpants and a shirt. And you know, when you're on a plane, it's hot, so your collar gets fucking
A little
loose.
sticky. Oh, yeah, from stretching it
My
out.
hair's not fucking done. I walk in and she looks at me and she goes, "You look like shit."
After not seeing you
She
for...
didn't say hi. After 4 days of not seeing me, she didn't say hi. She didn't say I love you. She didn't say I miss you. She didn't say any of that. The first thing she said was, "You look like shit," right? That our relationship just fucking dived after that. Cause like now I'm self-conscious. Now I'm looking in the mirror like, yo, like, am I not enough for you no more? Like, I remember when we used to go out and you just, you know, you would fix my shirt and be like, "Oh, you're still fucking cute." And now you're like, now you're telling me that I ain't shit. And then, you know, and she fucking, and so what I did was at that point, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna dive all in and I'm just gonna, you know, like, let's just, I'm gonna lose all this weight. And I lost a bunch of weight and I started changing. I was wearing collared shirts, you know what I'm saying? Dress pants, nice fucking dress shoes and shit like that. And then,
all in the name of love.
all in the name of love.
Pretty
And
much,
I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you right now, for anybody listening here, don't you ever fucking change who you are for a woman.
Yeah, Zach. Well, for anybody, if somebody
Ever.
shits on it, that's who
Ever.
you are.
And
Yes,
women,
who you
vice
are.
versa.
Yeah.
Be who you are. The nigga either accepts you or the bitch either accepts you for who you are or they don't, right? And I didn't realize that because I was young, I was a young buck. Right?
Oh, yeah, I was doing the math in my head, and I was like, okay, well, 8
was in my
years, you're
20s.
34, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in my 20s.
Both of you guys were still, was she your age? Was she younger?
She
or
was 2 years older than me.
Oh,
3 years older than me. So I cheated. I fucked up. I cheated because I remember exactly what happened. I was in Dallas, Texas. I was doing the show. And no, I wasn't doing the show. I was at the pool and I'm fucking, like, I'm crying, nigga. Like, I'm just fucking, I'm sitting there thinking about everything that I'm going through and she's calling me, fucking bitching me out over stupid shit because the fucking guy didn't come to polish the floor and, you know, like, just shit. And I just bought her a $10,000 ring, right? Because I'm thinking, like, yo, like, we could fix this. We could fucking fix it. And this girl walks in, beautiful fucking woman walks in, and I'm faithful, dude. Like, I'm not that dude to fucking cheat.
Right.
If I love you, I love you.
I would love to dig into females' brains who are listening to this right now
I
because you're about to say
Yeah.
that you cheated.
I know. That's what's crazy about
Just
it.
saying. Ladies, you heard me, right? I'm not on anybody's side.
When we're
I just want to know what you guys are thinking because I feel him, but
Yeah.
yet he's about to admit that
Yeah.
he still committed the crime.
so I'm at the pool and I'm just like, fuck, I just proposed to her. I you know, whatever. I'm young, so I'm not like thinking right, you know. And just so you know, like, I rented out the whole second level of Prohibition. Have you been to Prohibition in Wynwood?
Oh man, it's been a while. I think I've only been there once, maybe
So
twice. Yeah.
The owner was a big fan of mine, and he goes, "Yo, I got the whole second floor for you. I had the whole family there. I bought a fucking expensive ass ring. You know, we go to the second floor. I propose to her. Whatever. It's all nice and great, right? But she tells me, this was like maybe 3 weeks before I did the
I'm
stupid
having an
shit.
anxiety attack right now, bro.
She tells me, she goes, "Let's get married, but you need to lose weight." I was like, bitch, I just lost 200 pounds. Like, you want me to lose more weight? Like, you know how hard it was just to lose these 200 pounds? Like,
So that definitely made you feel that she.
I started doubting myself.
Well,
As a man, I started doubting myself because I didn't feel like a man. I felt like
you never thought that it was
felt like a
her,
fucking
that it
loser.
was her more than anything. That never occurred to you.
You know what? I don't want to admit this on the podcast because maybe she might see this one day, but like,
Let her.
like, but I'll
She
be
should.
honest with you, like, she fucked me up.
Of course, but that's
She was
that's
not.
fine.
She was not good for me.
So
you know?
and not at all in her defense, but to support why you guys what might have helped you guys get there? You guys were both young. You guys were both mid-20s.
No, she was older than me for
Yeah,
sure.
you're right. You said that earlier.
Plus
yeah.
so
that does fall against her.
Plus, she had a successful career. I was on my way of being successful. So she met me when I was making 20,000. Then I was making 70. Then I was making 80. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like I was on my way up, and she knew that. But
so do you think
she
do you think there was more piggyback? There's more deception than anything.
She loved me for who I was inside. She hated who I was outside, and I think that, and I believe that with my heart, right? Because who I am inside is an amazing fucking human being. Like, I'm dope, nigga. Like,
of course,
and I can say this now,
right?
Because I've gone to therapy. I've talked to a therapist. I've have friends that fucking have my back. I'm talking to a chick that fucking, like, she's just like, yo, my nigga, like, you're so dope off stage that, like, it doesn't matter what you do for a living, right?
So as hurtful as that was, because it definitely had a huge impact on you.
So when she told
but
me,
it had a great impact on you.
Yeah, like now I'm a fucking great, like, I was stagnant in my career because I was doing the same shit because I was afraid to do jokes that would disrespect her, because she would be like, don't you ever do that joke because I don't approve of it. She held back my creativity.
Damn.
Yeah. So for the last 2-3 years, I was doing the same shit. I was never changing my material, right? So whatever. Proposed her. She goes, let's get married, but you need to lose more weight, right? So, but now she's like making me feel bad about a lot of shit, and she's like, yo, like, you need to get this together, you need to get that together. And then the moment that I tell her, like, yo, I feel like we need to talk about it, like, it would just be, it was always an argument. So I was in Dallas, Texas. I'm at the pool. I'm drinking, right? And this girl comes in. She's an Indian woman. She's beautiful as shit, right? And she sits down and talks to me. She goes, hey, Cisco, what's up? And I'm talking to her, and we're having an amazing conversation, right? And at the end of the conversation, she goes, so what are you doing? I'm like, I'm a comedian. And she goes, oh, fuck, like, let me watch your videos. And she went up to her room. I stayed at the pool because, like, that's, like, my time to reflect.
Zen, yeah, relaxing,
like,
chilling.
I have 2 shows that night. They're sold out. Like, I gotta be on point, you know? She comes back like 15 minutes later, and she goes, yo, you're fucking funny, and I want you to know, like, I appreciate who you are, you know, conversation-wise, and I appreciate you who you are as a comic. I just bought tickets to your show tonight. I'm going to go see you. And I was like, yo, that's fucking dope, man. Like,
I think would have got hard.
Yeah, not.
I'm just saying
it didn't get hard at that point. At that point, I'm still, you know, I'm just like, yo, like, she's cool. Like, that's cool shit.
Yeah, it's mad support.
I go to the show. It's one of those great nights where you feel amazing after your set. She comes up to me, and we start talking again, and then she's just telling me all these things that I needed to hear about myself. And then, you know, one thing led to another, and we fucked, and I felt so bad about it that, you know, like, I just wasn't myself.
And so I was going to ask that. Did you feel like, without knowing it until it happened, without knowing that,
it was
well, of course you know that. I hope you know that. But without knowing that, you were so vulnerable.
Yeah, I was in the worst place that's the second worst place in my life. The first worst place in my life is when I tried to commit suicide. Like, that was the second worst place in my life.
Okay, we kind of missed that one. We're like two hours into the podcast.
We can circle back. We can circle back.
Okay.
But that was the second worst time in my life where I felt like, you know, like, I let somebody down. And I felt bad. Like, I felt guilty. Like, I felt, you know, like, she caught me because, you know, my dumbass, like, I'm always an open book. And, you know, I had left my Apple Watch, and she looked through it, and I was like, yeah, you know, like, shit happens or whatever. And we broke up or whatever. And then, like, you know, depression for 6 months. And then all my friends were like, yo, like it got to that point because you were pushed to that point. And I didn't realize that. Like, I always blame myself. I was like, no men should ever do that. And I still believe that. No men should ever cheat on
Yeah. People weren't defending you, but they were trying to let you know, hey, even though you were wrong, this
like,
don't forget what pushed you to that.
It's two to tango, nigga.
Yeah.
You know, and she stopped fucking me for like a while. Like, dude, it was a lot of pent up energy, and I'm a sexual human. Like, don't let this weight fool you. I love to fuck. Like, I love sex. You know,
Pound Town.
Yeah, like that. Depends on if the woman likes Pound Town. But I love sex. So, like, if you deny me sex for 6 months and you're making me feel like shit, and this girl's like putting me on a fucking pedestal, I'm gonna be like, you deserve some dick.
It was an ugly situation.
Yeah, dude.
Without a doubt. But you know what's crazy is that, first of all, for whatever, excuse me, for whatever it's worth, because I don't know, some people listen. I think if it was 10 or 15 homeboys right now and I said what I'm about to say, it'll sound like, yo, what the fuck kind of soft ass shit was that? But on some real shit, that's very humble of you.
Yeah.
To talk about this is very
I don't mind.
It's grounding, you know. It does a lot of good. Yeah. More than, oh man, what's wrong? Oh man, he got played. Oh no. You know what? The fact that you're addressing this, you're talking about it, you're admitting what you did, how you felt. Because it's really not about okay, you cheated, you did that, scumbag. Okay, great. Really, to me, what hits harder is like, man, you were pretty hurt by her.
I was hurt,
and that's not defending what you did, but
no, that was the one relationship where it's just like, fuck, man, that was bad, you know.
But one of the crazy things is, Cisco, man, again, at 34, now look where you're at. Yeah. Again, I don't want to say that I would never take back some of the shit that I've been through or the decisions that I made because, if I could, I would. Yeah. You're talking about all kind of shit that I was like, fuck, I wish that never happened. But it is what it is and we're here.
Yeah.
And that traumatizing shit that happened, help make you who you are right now.
This is what's made me a better man. I have no hate for her. No matter how much of a cunt she was to me, whether she admits it or not, no hate. I want nothing but success for her. I hope her business fucking flourishes. I hope she's fucking.
I hope you do good, cunt.
I hope you do good. I hope you do good, and I hope you enjoy the money you fucking took from me. Which was about $7,000 to $10,000 you took from me. But I hope you enjoy that, and I want you to know, I hope karma doesn't get you. She's pregnant now with a kid. Do great, because a lot of my friends knew who she was, and they always messaging me like, "Yo, she's pregnant." I'm like, I hope everything goes great.
Right.
There's no hate in this heart because I want her to be happy, just not with me.
Yeah.
And I know that God has something planned for me.
Unless somebody is on a whole nother level of evil, and by evil you're gonna, everybody's different on what they determine to be evil. But unless somebody is just maliciously just intentfully trying to hurt people.
Yeah.
If that's who they are, then yeah, fuck that. I want you to get yours.
Not even.
Nah, fuck that.
No. I know that's how you feel,
but
I don't care.
Regardless, she's the furthest thing from that, and a lot of people aren't. They're not that malicious. They're just stupid. They just get caught up in the moment. There was the alcohol, it was the weed, it was the emotions. It's always the emotions. Sure. Emotions cloud judgment. Control that shit and you'll make wise decisions.
Yeah.
But I think it's dope on your behalf. What I'm trying to do is, like I said, if the fellas were here, they'll talk some shit. I want to compliment you on that. That's a dope, manly, humanly adult thing to do. I said, yo, that shit fucked me up.
Yeah.
And I won't forget it.
But I won't make that mistake again.
Yeah. You learn from it, you grew from it.
And listen.
And you value yourself more now from it.
I'm a better man for it. And I'm going to be honest with you, at the end of the day, I just know that the next woman that I'm going to be with is going to value who I am as a human being. It doesn't matter who I am on the outside. They're going to know they got to love outside and inside. And I listen, I'm not going to say I didn't do anything wrong in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect.
See, right now, girls heard that and they're like, I fucking knew it.
No, I'm not saying.
He did this and that.
I've never cheated in the whole time, except for that one time. Never cheated. I was always that dude that I bought her flowers every fucking week.
Okay.
But I'm that dude. I'm a romantic. I want you to wake up thinking about me.
You know what's fucked up though, dog? I'm gonna say this with a little bit of anger in my heart. It's actually not in my heart because my heart's never been fucked with. My heart's never been fucked with like that when it comes to the topic that I'm about to mention. But it just fucks with my mind. You know what's fucked up is to hear you say that you're that type of person, you do that type of shit. And I love when I come across dudes, especially when they come out differently with their careers, their tattoos, their looks, their whatever it is. Oh man, but you got some romance in you. Oh shit, you really are a loyal dude until you fucking prove differently. You really are a loyal dude. Most dudes will be like, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. You know what I'm saying? I love my girl, but if the right opportunity presented itself, yeah, I would do the do.
Yeah.
For a guy to be like, I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. When I'm with a chick, when I'm not with a chick, I'm a fucking dirtbag slinging raw dog everywhere.
Yeah.
But when I'm with a chick, I'm very loyal, and I'm romantic, and I'm like, damn, all right, cool, that's dope. We still exist.
Yeah.
We still exist. Commend you for that. But you know what the fucking horrible flip side to it is? That when you do that to the wrong person, and I say the wrong person because
No, you're 100% right. You don't even
social media, news, videos, you name it. Excuse me, ladies. These bitches are over here like, no, I want like a Chris Brown to fucking just treat me like a dirtbag.
And
I
that's
want to get hit. I want somebody to tell me like Drake that I'm this and I'm that, and they're gonna go away, and I'm still gonna just be dying to fuck him when he comes back after fucking. Like, dog, that shit has such a bad influence that these chicks, they're failing to see when they got a dope ass motherfucker in front of them, dog.
I totally get that, but Wes, this is the thing that you have to understand as a man, right? Those things are gonna happen. You're always
forever.
And believe it or not, you're always gonna make a bad decision. You're always gonna make a mistake, but that shouldn't change who you are into the core.
Agree.
So, like, yeah, some women got flowers that they don't deserve to get flowers.
Yes, agree.
I spent 5 years buying this bitch flowers. You think she deserved every fucking flower? No. But you know what? I'm not gonna change who I am.
There you go. You said that earlier too about being a comedian. Don't change who you are.
I'm not gonna change who I am because one woman fucked it up. The next woman doesn't deserve to be treated like that.
Right.
Yo, like, you come out with me, like, whatever girl comes out with me, bitch, you ain't pulling out your wallet. I got this. And it's not no machismo shit. It's like, yo,
all right, ladies, he's my guest, but I'm not gonna completely agree with him. I'm not gonna completely agree with him, but we'll get back to that. Go ahead.
This is some real shit. Like, okay. I'm gonna treat you like
that. You like that.
I'm gonna treat you like the queen you deserve to be treated until you show me otherwise. And that's how I feel.
Yeah, so you think a queen can't fucking pay for some shit?
No, it's not that they can't pay.
Queen make money too, dog. If you're the king and she's a queen, she's got money too.
I get it. I get it. I understand, bro. But at the same time, you know how many bitches are out here without niggas buying their dinners or opening their doors or telling them, hey, good morning, sweetheart.
Yeah, so when you do it, they look at you like you soft. They look at you like...
They don't look at you like you soft. At the end of the day, let them go out there to the world and see that there's other niggas that don't do that shit and that they're going to miss the shit that you used to do.
And then they're going to stay with that miserable dude.
No, and because they're
You don't believe
afraid.
that, homie?
No, of course.
You really don't believe the majority of these girls fucking stay with the dude that treats them like shit?
Of course they do. Because they settle. But women, like, this is why people should listen to this shit. You should never settle. You should be happy. You should always have a fucking man that's willing to go the extra mile for you. And women, and I'm looking into the camera. Women, you should go the extra mile for your man too, because it's the little things that fucking count.
Yeah, they try to say that it's the little things. We get it when they say a flower, flowers, just any gesture. We know that women take it very to the heart because of that. Okay, cool. We're way past that. We know that. Guess what, ladies? Men take it even more to heart when you do that little gesture.
You know how crazy it is for a girl to like just be like, yo, like, I got you these shoes. Be like, bitch, you bought me shoes? Like, why? Be like, nah, because you just deserve it. You're a great guy to like. I love everything about you. Thank you so much. Like, I would cry, nigga.
Because you're a shoe guy. I'm
gonna
going to be like,
you know
yo.
You know that, nigga.
Was that shit from Marshall's? Like, where's the red tag? If they don't have a red tag, babe, I appreciate it. Take it back.
If they're not Jordans,
take it back.
Nigga,
you spent too much money.
If they're not Jordan 1s or Yeezys, I ain't rocking with you. You should know what I rock, so.
If they ain't that, you're gonna give her a little bit of D, but not the whole D. Not the whole
You get 30 minutes, not the whole hour.
This ain't your regular Asian massage parlor, okay?
But I also say, this is something else I got to say, right? Men, and I know we're getting so deep in this shit. And it's
good. That's what a podcast is about.
Maybe we shouldn't, and I fucking drank this whole goddamn bottle by myself.
You did. You did. That was all you.
I want you to understand. I want people to also understand this, right? Men, love yourself before you can love another woman.
I don't know if a man knows what.
But that's the thing.
I think most men need to be taught what it is to love themselves, because I think they appreciate themselves. They idolize themselves.
They don't love themselves.
Yeah, they don't. They're just like, yo, my chest, my dick, I fucked this many bitches, and this, and that. No, dog, that's not loving yourself. That's not loving yourself.
Exactly.
Females do it.
And I think, females know how to love themselves. That's why they're so more.
Well, they're still working on it.
But women are better at it than men.
100%.
But men are so into the physical that they don't realize that your mental is what's way more important. And I learned that with that relationship where it was like, I didn't love myself. I loved who my girl thought I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, it was like, all right, let me be that man she wanted me to be. And I learned like, yo, bitch, you're gonna have to love me the way I love me. And I love me for everything. Like, yo, if you don't like that I'm loud while watching the fucking football game, bitch, go find another nigga that's quiet. You know what I'm saying? If you don't love me for the shoes I wear, the pants I wear, the shirt, like I'm gonna wear a fucking regular shirt for the rest of my life unless I have to wear a fucking suit,
collar,
you know
whatever.
what
Yeah.
Like, if you can't love that about me, then we're not meant to be. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, like, man, love you, man, and learn how to love you. Don't do the love you that, you know, because like, and that's what's cool about us is that we could be honest and real and get to our emotions where, you know, there's some friends, nigga, where I can't say this shit. And they're going to be like, you pussy ass nigga. Like, don't you ever step to me about that shit. Love you, bro. Love who you are.
So if here I am supporting what you're saying, but I just feel like, and this is not in an insulting way at all, I feel like you're wording it different, wrong. Maybe wrong.
I'm drunk.
Well, I didn't get that neither. You definitely don't come off drunk than me. I've seen you drunk.
Yeah, you have actually.
$400 later.
It's a long conversation.
Yeah, but I think more so, and I'm not. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I think what I'm taking it as, what you're trying to say is, fellas, you need to learn who you are. It's the same thing with a female.
For sure.
You need to learn who the fuck you are. It's not about love yourself because I don't know.
But that's a big part of it, though.
But when you tell somebody to love yourself, man, damn, dog, there's so many people who are like, yo, I love me. I got nothing to learn then. You're done. All right, never mind. That wasn't referred to you.
That's ignorance.
What it really is learn yourself. Learn the fuck out of yourself. What are you willing to deal with? What do you really appreciate? What turns you the fuck on? And if you're really serious about, hey, I'm trying to find the right formula to set me up for something special.
Yeah.
Then you got to be real with yourself. I don't want to know about love yourself, but you got to be real with yourself as regards to, okay, well, I'm into sports. You said that.
Yeah.
I'm into sports. Sis, I am the strongest believer of the most ideal mate is the closest thing to you as a mirror image. What's up, folks? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Black Sheep Perspective, Season 2. If this happens to be your first time watching or listening, please take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so that you don't miss another episode. Once again, thank you everyone out there for all the support. Sis, that's what makes shit so tough when it comes to this fucking dating game and the whole trying to find somebody special game. Like it's
harder now that I'm like a comedian, man.
I would imagine so, bro.
It's harder now. You know, like I
would imagine, like, what if I was a chick, I'd be like, motherfucker, I can't take you serious. No pun intended.
And you know what's crazy is
for real though.
What's crazy is that people, you know, like if you really get to know me, like I'm not the same dude on stage as I am off stage.
I know that now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like when I'm on stage, it's a fucking switch. I'm that dude. I'm just like, fucking let's go. When I'm off stage, I'm quiet. Like I'm cerebral. I observe shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like to talk before shows. I don't like to talk, period. You know what I'm saying? Like I could talk for days. Like if you give me alcohol and a good person to talk to, I could fucking do this shit for hours. You know what I'm saying? But like when it comes to dating, man, like girls don't get like, you know, they always want to be like, hey babe, what are you thinking about before you get on stage? And I'm like, bitch, like leave me alone for a second.
Yeah, they see that's really okay. Obviously coming from an MMA world, it's one of those things of, again, going back to I said earlier. I think this is what we left off when I came back to this. The most ideal situation is the closest thing to you as a mirror image.
Yeah.
And I do believe that. That doesn't mean that otherwise it wouldn't work, but I think that's the most ideal situation. So if you're a fighter, I'm not saying your woman has to be a fighter.
Yeah.
But if she doesn't do jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing, wrestling, something, if she doesn't know what a weight cut is, and you're trying to fight, you have the up and downs of losing, winning, training, being injured, almost being a bitch because you're injured this night. Babe can't give you the dick tonight.
Yeah.
But if you massage my fucked up leg, I can sit here while you sit on me. You know, like it's just, there's a whole lot that comes into it. So somebody's going to get overwhelmed with supporting you unless they understand it.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying you got to date a comedian, but yeah, man, it makes you finding the right one you know, that it makes it that much tougher, dog. Especially when you haven't, in my opinion, haven't even come close to hitting your career high, because you're gonna get it.
No, and I listen, man. I didn't realize that until probably like a couple months ago, where it's like I'm gonna be a badass motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Ooh, I like to hear that.
Like I didn't realize that.
There you go. Fuck yeah. I love to hear that, dog.
Dude, from standing ovations to people showing up to my shows, to people messaging me telling me what a great time they had, man. Like, dude, I didn't realize I was gonna be that dude. And then now that I'm seeing it and I'm visualizing it, like I'm just in a different place professionally. You know, like I think I'm a few steps ahead from people that, you know, because there's always gonna be people that deserve to make it or whatever. But like, I've been putting that work in, man, and like, you know, and I've changed my whole mental just to be where I'm at. And it's just, you know, and it's just tough, man, because sometimes you got to make decisions that might be good or bad for you. You know, like right now I got to make a decision whether I go do a show for a friend that has been a really good friend for 10 years and has consistently paid me a good amount of money, or do a show that could possibly pay me 2 times that amount. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, so what do I do? Do a show that's going to, you know, should I go for the money or should I go for the friendship? You know, should I fuck up friendship or should I, you know, adhere to business?
So you're making that thought process very clear to us right now. Everybody listening, myself included, I've never heard this. So what do you do?
I mean,
sorry to put you on the spot, but you know,
I mean,
what do you, because it's not just about this specific situation, but this is what you're gonna go through times fucking 17 as you get bigger, better, more popular.
There's gonna be people that hate me because I cut them out of my life, and I get that. I mean, it's
Cisco. If you truly believe that you're gonna be what I think you are gonna be, then you need. Then well, there you go. Even better that you know that I know you're gonna be. Then you need to start fucking formulating that. So like, okay. When friend so and so does this, I need to be ready to tell them this. When girlfriend so and so, like it's difficult. This is what most people who blow up don't do. If you really want to
know what my decision is to go with business.
Yeah, I agree.
Because business is gonna outweigh friendship. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, my friend's gonna take care of me, and he's been taking care of me for years.
Well, true friend's gonna be there no matter what.
But my true friend would understand. Hey, if I got an opportunity to make twice the amount of money that I make with you, he's gonna understand that as you know, because nigga, I'm a CEO. Francisco Duran Entertainment. You could Google that shit. It's a business. You know what I'm saying? And I just
you guys heard that plug, Francisco Duran
Entertainment. So at the end of the day, my business is what's important to me. Our friendship was secondary. I gotta go make that money. How am I gonna live? You know what I'm saying? Especially during this time that we're living through COVID.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna take that money, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go make more money in 2 shows than I would 2 shows with you.
So the difficulty behind that was with the friendships or any kind of relationship, like we were talking about earlier with the females. It just makes that shit that much harder, you know, in regards to like what's real, what's not. Yeah. Are you on board now, but are you on board later? If you're on board now, are you gonna try to fucking tell me tone it down later? You know, like
I feel like I got a sense of what that is right now, and I'll tell you this, bro. Right. Just to keep it simple, I'm happy where I'm at right now, and you know, and I'm not saying that I'm content where I'm gonna stay where I'm at with my career, but like I'm happy where I'm at with my career. I know where my career is going. I know that the people that are around me, like my friends, like Gene Harding, and you know, I know you don't know this guy, but Will, like those people are very supportive of my career. Carlos Mencia is one of my biggest supporters, and he understands, right? Because he's been through what I've been through, but, you know, on a much larger scale because he's a fucking millionaire. You know, and the person that I'm with right now, like, she just fucking, you know, like, she sees, you know, like, I was texting her during the break where I was just like, yo, like, I was about to talk about this. And she was like, don't do that. Like, think about where you're, think about where you're at and what you should say before you say it. And that response made me realize, like, yo, like, she got my back. You know what I'm saying? You're like, granted, it hasn't been that long, but like for her to say some shit like that, where it's like, yo, like, just be careful of going into details of that, only because it will bring this out. You get what I'm saying? So like for me, it's like, where it was anybody else, it was like, well, you know, did it go good? where you know where it's like, yo,
she's more thinking about almost not like a manager, but like, hey, get things under control. Make sure you answer the right way because it can affect you.
Yeah,
in the long run.
She's looking at long
And that's
run.
and that's somebody who's thinking thoughtfully.
And I could I could really think, like, looking back at the text message, I could be like, yo, she's not fucking with me because I got money. And it's not like I got that much money.
Right. But I get
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still driving a fucking Nissan.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
was a
like,
nice Nissan, by the way.
No,
I
it's
saw it.
it's decent, but it's a 2019 host.
What, bitch?
But it's not because
Vroom vroom.
it's not because of where I'm at now, but she really cares about my persona, and I feel like that's what's important. When you find that significant other, or that person that you're trying to fuck with, where it's like, yo, I think this is what's best for you, because girls that don't give a fuck would just be like, all right, well, when's your next show? We should go shopping. We should go to whatever. She just looks at me and she's like, yo, like, you know, like, I bought her shoes, right? I shouldn't even be saying all this. Like, I'm like,
this, you know this is gonna haunt you, right?
No, I don't feel like it's gonna haunt me. Because
I guarantee it. Put it this way: you guys better make it and get married and fucking drop babies.
Whoa. Let's see what happens. But anyways, the point is, I bought her shoes, and she was like, why the fuck would you buy me shoes? Like, you know, I have money. I don't need you to buy me anything. And to me, it's like, that means much more than a woman that's like, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to wear it on our next date. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Like that has more clout to me.
So something that I've been through my life, and obviously everybody's life is different. The route you take and what you go through, all that bullshit. We know this. So I think that it doesn't matter how much amount of time you've known somebody.
You just know.
No, but I wasn't going to say that neither, Cisco. Because sometimes you might feel like you know. Yeah, I agree with that. So I'm not denying that. But what I was really getting to was, you can know somebody for a lifetime. Let's put it that way. Me and you've been friends 25 years. Day one, this, that, whatever. But I never left you drunk as fuck with my fiance. I never left you drunk with my fiance.
Oh, you talking about from that perspective, though?
I never saw you broke as hell and I left my wallet on the counter like I always do with about $400 in. You see where I'm going with this? What I'm saying is, I think situation, I think experiences is what defines somebody.
But do you think that's...
But most people don't share enough experiences with somebody.
Do you think that's scary? Like, is that the scary part of your brain, or that's just your... Because, like, there's...
I think that's factual, bro.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I think it's so factual that it can be scary to your brain if that's what you're relating to. Yes. I think to myself, okay, she's fucking awesome. Or no homo, he's awesome. Caballo's like my new fucking best friend.
Yeah.
Straight up. That's my dog. That's my ace. And it's like, you don't think he's like any other human being. Fuck him. He's another person in my life. Is he going to bring good or bad into my life? Is he a positive influence? That's how I do with people in general. I don't care who it is. Happens to be that he's a whole lot of positive. What's the negative part? Fuck, he influenced me to drink too much. That's about it. So I go through this process, and I do this with anybody, and I think everybody should.
I feel like you know a person though. Like I get your perspective, and I respect it.
Which is great.
You know what I'm saying? But like at the same time, like when I met Caballo, I already knew what the fuck it was. I already know. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm going to get. I know the type of human being he is by just having two or three conversations with this man.
So let me respectfully cut you off.
Yeah.
Yes, he fits a certain stereotype.
Yeah.
Like anybody who fits a stereotype. Stereotypes are accurate. They are generalizations.
Of course.
The general population that acts like this is probably connected to this, and this is why you have 8 out of 10 who boom. There you go. Caballo is definitely that to a great extent. You are, I am, in whatever category that people put us in. What I'm saying is, even through that categorization, it does not matter if you nailed it on the head or you have time to find out whether or not you nailed it on the head. It takes a certain amount of experiences. If you think Caballo is a certain way, oh, this is Caballo. He's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. You're probably on point with A, B, C, and D. But here came fucking, E and F. And Caballo did some shit that you never thought he would do. Why? Because the experience was never presented. There was never a fight, and Caballo had to stop you from fighting versus he swung on the guy. There was never
I could understand that.
somebody dying in a car accident in Caballo in a drunken state of, hey, he's not driving, I'm driving, so he got as drunk as he want, but he ran out the car, he tried to say that. It takes experiences to know somebody. I mentioned this way earlier before we ever started when I said there's more snitches in this world than people think they are.
Of course.
Because pressure makes pipe bust. Mm-hmm. And when you put enough pressure on somebody, and that pressure can be, sorry to do this, that pressure can be you're in a rough situation with your relationship. I happen to fucking stimulate your mind in a great way. I'm an attractive female. You're out of town. And right about now, unless you admit it, your girl will never find out.
Yeah.
We're going to hook up. That's an experience. Your girl or anybody who knows Cisco Duran would never have thought that Cisco would have done that.
Yeah.
Until it happened.
And that experience pushed me to that point.
So experiences, it really defines us. Because you can know somebody 20 years, 30 years, but X, Y, and Z never occurred. So I don't know where you were at on a scary tip, on a desperate tip.
I respect that.
And that's kind of what I'm just kind of flirting with.
I respect that.
I think if people, but it's a hard thing to
it's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, it's not even about the pill. It's just like, well, goddamn, I don't want to. So you telling me I gotta wait how long? No, it's not about how long. It's just, hey, no matter how long you might have known somebody or how long they've been good, when did they go through something bad, evil, tempting? That's when you're gonna get the real person.
But
does that make sense?
No, it makes total sense.
I'm your boy.
No,
I'm your boy. You'll never know how close I am to your Wes. Ever since the podcast, Wes has been.
Yeah. Well, we hung out before the podcast.
But I was never hung. I was never pissed drunk with your girl, and you had to fucking leave the crib. Wes, everybody's drunk. I'm gonna go get beer. You guys stay right here. I'll come back.
Yeah.
And I fucking hit on you. No, I definitely didn't fuck her. Because she's a good girl. I hope she's a good girl. But she tells you later on that night, hey, while you were gone, your fucking boy did this and that, and I didn't want to say nothing.
But you know what, dude? I think it all comes back to this, man. It all comes back to understanding life, right?
For sure.
Understanding that, like I have a painted picture of you, and it's up to you to fuck that picture up.
Yes. I say I give you the rope.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I painted that shit, and I'm like, yo, this is how I see you.
Right.
And then you fucked it up, and I'm just like, God damn it, let me throw this shit away, because I don't want that. And I get the experience part, but at the same time, everybody has a choice, man. And my choice is to decide whether that person is good or not, and whether life tells you, hey, you're wrong.
It's a gamble, right? It's a gamble.
Whether you're right or wrong, you're just going to have to live with that decision. And I choose to live with the decision that, where I'm at in my life is a great fucking life, and who I'm with is fucking great. And until that picture's fucked up,
right,
to the point where I don't like it anymore,
then
I'm just going to throw away and paint a new picture.
I totally agree with that. If you don't smell the bullshit, be you. Yeah. Okay? So if you're romantic, you're giving, and you're like, hey, I know we make both good money, but I would like to bring in the majority and you concentrate on it. Whatever it is, that's all these loving ways about you. And until you see differently, then keep being you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm always going to be me, bro.
My worst part is when you fucking smell any kind of bullshit, shame on you. Every bit after you smelled that you're like, wait a minute, is the kitchen burning? And
you know what's crazy?
What?
Is that I smelled the bullshit, but I just didn't want to admit it.
Everybody does it, homie.
Of course, dude.
It's a heartbreaking, hard, difficult thing to accept, it's.
So I say all of this to say this. Live your fucking life.
Yeah, man.
You have one.
I don't know about that part, but I like the expression. Yes.
Listen, you have no, it was empty, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You have one. And the reason why I say this is because of this, right? I don't know what my past life is, and I've heard that sometimes you have to go through certain experiences to understand what your past life was. I can just tell you right now, this life that I'm living, I'm gonna live it to the best that I can, because Lord knows if I have another option or another opportunity, or if I come come back as a roach and I get stomped on fucking a year into it or whatever the case may be. I don't know, man. All I know is that right now, I just want to make people happy.
Can you imagine I'm in the middle of the podcast, you died a year earlier, and then the roach walks up and it's you.
That's a high conversation.
The minute, hold on, let me take another hit of the bowl. The minute I hear you go, I'm just crushing you. That's a fucked up life. Listen, that's what this podcast is about, man. We've literally covered so many fucking
taking left
topics.
turns, right turns.
The same way I told Kawaii, this is the beauty about having comedians on podcasts, man. You guys are meant to come back, come back again, and let's do it again. Let's do it again because
there's so much more that we haven't even talked about,
bro, at all. We're gonna. Okay, so obviously we know that we're gonna go play poker right now.
We're gonna go get drunk as fuck at a poker game at whatever fucking 8:30 at night.
8:30. People waiting for us. We're about to make a grand entrance, and that's what's on our mind. And we're gonna continue this conversation. But dude, Cisco, this has been fucking dope.
This is probably the best podcast I've ever done.
And I appreciate
that. And I've done some
Thank
dope
you.
ones. I've done, Dan and Tom in Orlando. I've done some dope ones in LA. Like, this is fun because I was able to express who I am as a person, and whether you like it or not, you're gonna have to accept it or not. You don't have to listen or not.
Well,
like,
for me, no matter who's listening, who's watching it, I totally feel like, damn, I can't believe this comedian, this person who's so used to being on stage, and there's no faking, but there's a certain role you got to play. There's a certain ground you got to hold. There's a certain demeanor. There's a certain level of respect. You got to know when to push, when to pull. For all that to be slightly pushed aside, and for you to be, opening up and talking about love and talking about the struggle and talking about being colored as in someone who's a dark skin, Black Lives Matter and what you guys go and everything else, man, this without a doubt has been an amazing podcast to me, and I really do appreciate you stopping by. I want everybody to make sure they know how to follow you, like stalk you, like do everything to challenge you to cheat on your girl. No, I'm playing.
That's gonna be tough, though, dude.
Girls, let's challenge him. Girls, let's challenge
Cisco. Just follow me everywhere. It's Cisco Duran 305. I try to keep it as simple as possible. So, I know there's a lot of comedians that are like, oh, whatever, blah, blah, plus these numbers.
Oh, that's perfect. So CISCO
DURAN 305.
305. Everything connected.
Everything connected.
No underscore, no bullshit.
It'll be on my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter and TikTok if they don't take that away.
Okay. And your next show, your next performance, your next anything, when is that?
So, funny that you say that. I'm about to accept an offer to perform at the Miami Improv on October hold on, let me get the date.
There you go. My man's been by the way, you guys haven't seen it. I don't think the camera's seen it.
No.
This dude's been perfectly balancing out, attending to his phone while doing the podcast.
I'm very respectful.
Like the best ever. Like he's just he waits till I'm talking, then he looks, he turns to the side, he looks at his text like my dude is multitasking like a motherfucker. I appreciate that.
October 17th, I'm gonna do 2 shows at the Miami Improv.
Okay, so October 17th, Miami Improv, 2 shows. Make sure you guys look for that. Follow Cisco Duran 305. That's CISCODURAN 30 motherfucking 5.
Yeah, till the day I die, baby.
That's right. I love how loyal this man is to the city.
And just fucking look me up, man. It's gonna be the next 365 days are gonna be very pivotal and important to me. So
good choice of words.
Like I said, it's everything I want to do it here.
Appreciate that, man. That's loyalty right there, man. I think everybody out there listening, I think they're gonna appreciate the same thing. By the way, there's nothing wrong with doing shit outside of here.
No,
as long as you don't forget about us.
I want my first one to be home.
There you go.
That's it.
That's it.
Everything else is cool, but my first one to be home, that's gonna mean a lot.
That's what's up, man. Cisco, it's been an absolute honor, though. I can't tell you guys how much I want to give a shout out to Caballo, to Gene Harding, to everybody who helped me get Cisco over here.
Sure.
I feel like I keep developing these friendships. I feel like these friendships just take us all to different levels. You mentioned it earlier. I mentioned it earlier. That's something that we need to do more often. Yeah. Help each other out, man. Teamwork like a motherfucker. Just what can I do to help you get
upwards
better?
And onwards, baby.
Yeah, dude, for real, man. So we're gonna continue the fun. We're gonna go. By the way, we're sober.
We're gonna go play poker.
We're gonna have a couple cups of water, and then we're gonna drive about.
Nigga, don't lie to these niggas. We about to go play poker.
All right, we're 2 miles away, right? We're really
good.
close to the poker spot. So
yeah.
we're gonna go play poker. We're gonna have some fun. If you guys are paying attention right now, when you see the clips, you're gonna see the highlights of the poker. We're gonna have some fun over there. But hey, guys, make sure you follow Cisco Duran 305. Make sure you stay in tune with the Black Sheep Perspective. There's so many other things coming on, guys. The world is fucked up, but we can be stronger than this. We're better than this. United.
One laugh at a time, baby.
United, we can do a whole lot, man. United, we can do a whole lot. So please, even if it's just a little bit, play your part. Please don't try to get influenced by the bullshit that's so easily considered the media, the lies, the fake news. Educate yourself. Go the extra mile. Give a little more. Open up a little more. And little by little, man, we're going to turn this thing around, dog. Cisco, mad love, baby.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you too, brother. Let's go make some money.
Hopefully.
World, love and peace, man. See you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody.